Hello! Oh, my controller disconnected. Let me reconnect it. I just got a new one, and it's pretty nice. I appreciate that it doesn't have any drift, but it can be a little finicky sometimes. As we're getting towards the end of Engage here, we're almost to recruiting one of my faves. Although I don't think we're going to get there this stream. Probably next stream, I would think. But soon we're going to be getting through story chapters a bit quicker because there's not that many paralogs left for us to do. There's like 4 or 5 more, I think.
Fire Emblem. Engage.
Who am I looking forward to? Mavier, my beloved. Controller drift, the typical lifespan of a Switch controller. My Joy-Cons lasted so long. For a while, I was like, oh, maybe I'm one of the lucky ones that just isn't going to get drift. Because I had the thing for a long time, 3 to 5 years. I've been neglecting going through my supports, I guess. Let's quickly do that. I wish there was a way to... Obviously, in my first playthrough, I read all the supports. But I wish there were a way on subsequent playthroughs to just, like, do all the supports automatically. Yeah, I should ship them out and get them repaired. It's just annoying because it's like then I won't have Joy-Cons for a bit. Which I guess is fine now that I have this controller. But I don't know. I also like having Joy-Cons. And I would just buy new Joy-Cons if they weren't stupid expensive. Which one did I get? What is this thing called? I didn't buy a particularly nice one. I had a gift card to Target, so I drove to Target, and I bought the one I could afford with my gift card. It is... the MGC Switch plate. Which I bought for 2 reasons. One, it was at Target, and I had a gift card. And 2, it doesn't operate on batteries. The other Pro Controller options they had there all, like, used batteries, and boy do I not want to go back to swapping in AA's every couple weeks or whatever. Batteries are dead to me. Oh, I need to equip some skills. I just inherited a couple skills. Did I already do it? I inherited Lunar Brace onto Chloe. Maybe I already did it. I thought there was another one that I did too. Ah, yes. I got Draconic Hex for our girl here. I think you can replace the sticks on Joy-Cons with magnetic ones. Maybe I should look into how that works. Batteries, the good old power source of the Game Boy. Yes, the Game Boy and my Xbox 360 controllers. I remember it well. Why am I in the Divine Paralogs area? I'm a fool. Also, I forgot to say hi to everyone. Hi Cyrus, hi Phones. Hi Sir Ethan. Hope you guys are doing well today. Hi, Irony. Okay, wait. We're gonna make sure everybody has rings. Alright, we have Korrin, we have Crom, we have Byleth. Okay, everybody has rings. I'm a Cobb Strife.
Is that enough? I'm just embarrassed. I have returned.
Alright, we have a blush redeem. Hi, Frubbles. Hi, Eshi.
Hey, Zephia. How'd the report to Lord Sombron go?
Lizard checking impossible. I know. I do it for you guys.
Mad we lost the rings, huh?
Very.
Knew it! So he's gonna punish us, right? Finally, yes.
In fact, no. It was a scolding, nothing more. He impressed upon me the
Don't be
grand
too impressed. I'll probably
That's
forget
all?
after the next paralogue we do, to be honest.
Feels good to be appreciated.
Has Lady
I remembered this time, but don't set your standards too high. You'll only be setting yourself up for disappointment.
This is getting reckless.
We should dispense with the magic for now. Allow her to return to normal.
The spell will soon have a more stable effect. Lord Sombron gave me an enchanted helmet.
Gris is such a funny little
For
weirdo.
her to wear. A
I
helmet
enjoy
imbued
his
with
funny little
power that will
weirdoness.
amplify the spell I cast on her. Finally, I can erase the defect from existence.
You're getting closer to having
I
aid
intend
support
to
with
use it
Alear and
for-
everyone.
I would like to have some good news for my next meeting with Lord Sombron.
Well, I mean, that's good. Then Alear gives a lot of people bonuses.
The Divine Dragon's forces. No luck stopping them. Sounds like they're sailing to Elusia as we speak.
Gris is a Molgoth. That's very accurate.
Moving faster than I expected.
Yeah. Only a matter of time before they're knocking at our door.
Oh! Want me to buy some time? I can do it!
Of course,
Oh-ho!
dear, so good
Let's
of
get
you
the
to
HectorCopter
volunteer.
going.
But I can't have you going all alone. Mavir, you'll accompany her, won't you?
Very well.
What? Why? I'd be fine on my own.
You are
Gris
good.
fans, I can fix it. You know, usually that's how I am. Like, I love Nasala, and I'm like, I can fix him. But in Gris's case,
All the more praise for
I
you,
don't even think I
friend.
want to fix him. I think if he were fixed, he would not be interesting or funny to
Wait
me.
to cast your spell on Veil again until we
He needs to be a problematic Molgoth.
Then we depart.
We'll be back before you know it.
I'm surprised at how long it took to get Micaiah back after chapter 10. It does take a long time. It kind of makes sense, I guess, since Micaiah,
Way too attached to that other veil.
Truly.
you know, Micaiah opens up the big warp strats, so maybe they just didn't want to have to worry about that for every
The
map.
Hounds are my family. I will always love Mavir. Always. As long as he obeys.
Hope we get an Ike Soren line on the map. You and me
We have a
both, my
serious
friend.
matter to discuss.
Best
Lady
voice
Veil
line in the
said about
game, I
having
swear to God.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Micaiah is the warp skip emblem, so like if she's gone for a certain amount of the game, then you don't have to
We need
design
to-
as much around warp
The
skipping.
situation bears examination.
Plus, she's also the free experience emblem, which is nice too.
Here we are. Give report. I expected it to be better defended. We just sailed right in.
Are you guys ready for my favorite village in
What's
this
wrong?
game?
This is a port town. It's typically bustling with people. Why is it so quiet?
We're gonna get my favorite villages in the series on
I
this
see
map.
someone over there. Maybe they can tell us.
Divine One, wait, that's...
One of the corrupted.
Yes. And surely not...
A lot of the emblems are free XP, but I think
Must have spread through the whole town.
Micaiah and Marth have the
I'm afraid
benefit
so.
of being free
To
EXP
destroy
real
Elusia
early in the
too?
game.
But that makes no sense.
All I know is we can't turn a blind eye. We've got to get rid of them.
No. We move on.
What? And abandon the people here? Princess Ivy, tell us what you want to do.
We leave this place.
So yeah, as Streamlabs bot just posted, hop in the Discord if you want. I think a lot of you are already in there. As for the one about membership, I think membership is not an option right now. I reduced the price of it today from $3 to, which was the default, to $1, which was the minimum. And they were like, we need to check your request to make sure your emotes are okay. So I think membership might be closed for the next 24 hours. But after that, $1 emotes.
We cannot waste our time on the dead. We must protect the living.
This is terrible.
I don't think I could abandon a town like this, but it's not my decision.
We could Draconic Hex Micaiah, or we could just, like, bolting her 6 times.
No, that was...
Lots of options for dealing with Micaiah.
Now, to the castle.
Aw, you're gonna cut and run just like that?
Who's there?
Hello, it's me, your old pal Marnie. Oh, and Mavier's here too.
We meet again.
I really wish you decided to stay and fight the corrupted. Would've been so
Yeah,
much
Micaiah and Martha are very important early. And it's not even just the EXP, it's the SP too. More canters, baby.
The dragon was thinking only of what's best for everyone.
You put the flyers at the top and put everyone else on the bottom. Usually what I do, and what I will probably be doing this time, is I just send everyone to the top because I do not care about that village on the bottom.
Wait, how's this for a deal? Drop your emblem rings and you can go.
I don't think so.
I figured. Worth a shot though, right? Well, time to fight then. And don't worry, we brought lots and lots.
Yeah,
of
Salika's recover staff is also pretty nice for early
Tell me one
EXP.
thing first. Please. I need to know.
What?
Vale. Is she alright?
Lady Vale, she...
Well, yeah, we gotta get the Draco Shield. I don't care about the elixir, but I will have my Draco Shield.
Our lips are
And yeah, the well does throw SP deficiencies out the window a bit. Although, I would say in the early game, only for a few units, you only get to use the well a few times before the incident. And you can't realistically get up to 4 or 5 stars, so I would say the well fixes XP deficiencies for like 1 or 2 units, depending on your luck. Are we gonna rescue Saphir? Of course we're gonna rescue Saphir. No one left behind in this playthrough.
Mavier, take.
What a voice line. Mavier take.
Nah, I just went ahead and borrowed a couple.
That being said, I will say Saphir's recruitment is so obnoxious in this chapter. It's like, you basically have to warp or rescue her.
Punished? Please! We're Lord Sombron's favorites. Besides, if I capture even one more ring, imagine the praise I'll get. I'll be a hero!
Hi, Limo
In
Cat.
that case,
Hope you're doing well
he will
tonight.
not forgive you.
Ugh, skip the lecture, okay? Just put it on. If you ruin my chance to shine, I won't forgive
Yes,
you.
I know you can just rescue her. That's what we'll be doing. But it's annoying that you have to do that. It's not even really like an interesting puzzle. Like, it's just very obviously what you need to do. Actually, we're gonna swap that recover for a freeze. Hi, Maba. Alright, let's see how my units are set up here. Alright, we're gonna have Citrine start off over here because she's just going to rescue Saphir. Then we're going to recruit her, and then we're going to go to the top side of the map because, again, I do not care about this elixir. Not one bit. Mavier being able to warp is just the game telling you he's recruitable. Not true. What about the priests in Byleth Paralogue? They do like warpception. They warp each other. The Hounds just really need to start developing a little earlier in the game than they do, in my opinion.
With those, you can burn right
Or
through
be
that
more
rock.
silly. Like, Grist doesn't really get developed much, maybe a little bit at the end, but
Why the divine
Grist works because
dragon
he's
dog
just
here?
a silly
The
boy.
place is infested. Guess I've got no choice but to cut my way through these moldering bastards.
My pleasure.
Welcome to the team, Saphir.
I've got this.
Oh, I forgot that these crates are in the way and annoying.
Of course.
Well, if it isn't the... Set me loose.
I am setting you loose. We're going. We're going places. How did Saphir get here? She had like a personal canoe. She just paddled it all the way here. That's why her strength is so high. Saphir truly is built different. We're not worthy.
Elegance. With perfect poise.
He's gonna warp some dudes.
You got it.
Be fine.
It was
We will
foretold.
start to make our way through this miasma. Yeah, there's 3 flame cannons.
I'm at 100%.
I hear you.
Move our flyers here, where they're not gonna get
Whatever you
whacked by
ask.
the warp dudes. Right? They use silver lances. Yeah. So they're not going to get whacked by the warp dudes here, and then they can counterattack them next turn.
Give me
And I'll be a
strong
happy
foes.
camper. And we can fire the cannons. Dude, Saphir has some wild crit quotes. The one where she's like, I'm gonna gut you like a fish. I'm like, damn, dude, calm down. You could just kill him. You don't have to gut him like a fish.
I'll beat you to a pulp.
Bonk. And yeah, I agree. I think Saphir is better than people think. It's just being... Alright, we already messed up. That's fine. We can just restart. It was only turn 1. $23 by 369, always a crit. Nice. Skill issued. I mean this, but unironically. Okay, I mean that's all fine. I just need to be wiser about my positioning. I was thinking that Mavier was just gonna warp a bunch of Royal Knights. I wasn't accounting for the heroes.
Allow me. All right.
Okay.
Yes?
Let's make a dude. Let's see, Hero, Kyle, or Sasha? Ah, we got a Kyle. Alright, Kyle, your job is to get hit by the enemies.
Thoroughly.
How mysterious.
Diamant and Alchrist can recruit Zephyr, but tragically not from the bench. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they should be fine up here. Curious if she can snipe somebody. Not quite. Although it might be worth, because we can't one-shot the Wolf Knights, so it might be worth chunking them down a little bit. Nah. Wait. Wait, did I still... Ah, I didn't mean to engage her, I meant to cancel that. Yikes! Whatever, it's fine.
Let's do this!
We'll make do.
I'm listening.
The solution to this, use Alchrist in every run. Dude, I am so much lower on Alchrist than other people are. I'm using him in a no DLC run right now because I was like, maybe he's better than I think because everybody keeps telling me he's really good, and I am still not sold. I do feel like he's gonna become quite good in the late game, but
Time to crack skulls.
boy, are we not quite there yet. Bro, Kyle's gonna get crit and he just doesn't care. Look at him, he's huge. I think a forged killer bow is certainly better in the mid game, because in the mid game his Luna crits Luna is just not reliable, so you kind of have to rely on crits or something else to get the damage. The damage that I crave.
Need help?
Did I promo him on join? No, I gave him, I think, the 4th Master Seal. So he did get promoed fairly early, but not immediately. Don't get me wrong, he's fun. Luna crits are fun. I make no denial that he's fun to use. He just is not quite as good as I would like him to be so far in my playthrough. I don't have Marth yet. Marth is still gone. He's on vacation. So here's the problem though. So I'm not doing a DLC run. I think he can one-shot flyers fine with a steel bow +3, but like so can everybody else, you know. So he's got to do a little more than that to stick out for me. Which I think he probably does in the late game, but he's just I'm not quite at the late game yet. So right now I'm like, okay, you do what my other units do, but like a little bit worse. Yeah, I'm actually going to hold off on bolting, because I don't need it yet. You guys are going to convert me to the Alchrist grind set. Alright, so here's the thing. So I'm doing no DLC, so I don't have Edelgard. But Edelgard and Lyn work on literally everyone. There's no one that doesn't become a combat god if you give them Edelgard and Lyn. Martha's gone for half the game. And then, you know, Leaf is okay on him. I actually agree that the 20 range Astra Storm that has a chance to OHKO is the nice thing about Alchrist. I think that's actually the big unique utility. Because other units can't do that. Like, even if you have a sniper, like, sure, they get the range, but they can't do it. This run I'm using DLC, but the run I'm using Alchrist in does not have DLC. Making a big thing of fire so we can get through these stupid warp guys that Mavier is gonna send in. You want to see the other one? Unfortunately, you're stuck with this one. The reason I'm doing this one on stream was largely just because I started it when the DLC came out. But also, my other playthrough is going very slowly. I'm taking fairly copious notes on what I'm doing. Because I'm trying to use this as an educational playthrough. So I'm taking relatively copious notes, and I have a big spreadsheet of, like, speed and attack breakpoints. So it's taking a very long time, and I don't think it would be very interesting to watch. But I may make a video on some findings from it. Let's see, how many more guys do you have to warp? Just a couple more, it looks like. Because I think he warps the people next to him, and then stops warping. I think. I want to say that's true.
Time to pray.
I will say Alchrist does have insane drip. I cannot take that away from him. That much is undeniable. Definitely a drippy boy. If you kill Marty before the turn is programmed to start moving, he just stands still. That's kind of funny. Alright, let's move Kyle in. He's gonna get himself killed, but that's his job. That's what we need out of Kyle. Alright, I guess I'm gonna use Astra Storm since I accidentally activated. We'll hit him with the Mulligear. Mavier is standing there. So here's the thing that makes Mavier so menacing. How many collars do you think Mavier has? And how many do you think is appropriate for a sane man to wear? I would say maximum 2 collars. And even that, you're pushing it. But I believe Mavier... My man's got 3 collars, at least. At least 3 collars. Maybe 4 if you count the little pointy bit on his armor there. It's too many, it's unhinged. I imagine Gris has quite a few of the other kind of collar. All purchased at Hot Topic, of course. Or Spencer's. Maybe he buys them at Spencer's. Woo! Thank God for Gold Mary's base bulk being pretty good. We stand. Am I dating myself with that reference? Do people still, like, shop at Spencer's? You think Chris might make his own collars? I could see it. He's an inventive man. Why not? Alright. So we're gonna have one more dude that's gonna get warped in. Really, we just have to be a little careful with Citrine and maybe Pandreo. Everyone else should be okay. Like 40 on 23 speed. So Pandreo would actually be okay too. So it's just we gotta be a little careful with where we put our good friend Citrine, because she will absolutely get doubled. 100%. Not a doubt in my mind. That one's in miasma, so he would live through the Thoron. Bummer. Hey, Necromancer. Hope you're doing well. You've gotten some good earrings from Spencer's. That's cool. I think I got a watch there once.
Wait.
Oh, God bless.
Beg your pardon.
Yeah, Citrine is not messing around. Not at all. I'm fairly certain these guys don't move. Is why I'm doing this the way that I'm doing this. In case that's unclear. Citrine is definitely usually only used for chip, but with the power of DLC and or Dire Thunder, all things are possible. Siege Tome Dominant Citrine is a hobby of mine. It sure is now. I have found it to have quite fruitful results thus far.
It hurts.
Yeah, I know it hurts, dude. You're dying. But we're gonna get you to where you're not dying, so don't even stress about it. Then I'm just kind of assuming Chloe can finish that. Yeah.
Need help?
How do you save Scum to get Dire Thunder? It's really annoying and really slow, but this is how you do it. So you make bond rings as normal. I recommend 10 at a time. And I do it in sets of 5, but if you really don't want to lose any bond frags, you can do it like 1 or 10 at a time. And then if you don't get the bond ring, you reset, you go to a map, or I think going to bed also resets the RNG. And then you make the rings again. And you do this until you get the ring that you want. Oh, we will be getting to that Soren pairing, don't you worry. It's wild that we have an FE game where using a Siege Tome is more common for you than the enemies. True. Although only with DLC. Yeah, the arena also resets it. But the whole process, in my view at least, is very annoying. Alright, it's our last turn of Lyn. So I'm just gonna go ahead and make some dudes. See if Mavier, Mavier's little buddy will attack our dudes. Ooh, that one has a spear. Things I could have checked. This might cause the death of Alear. Ooh! Very nearly. But we live for now. So I guess my problem with the gacha mechanic is that, like, I don't inherently mind a gacha mechanic as long as it's not, like, pay to win. So, like, there's no way, you can't spend money to get more pulls, you know? So I don't hate, or at least it's not exploitative to me for there to be a gacha mechanic. However, I do still find it annoying. And I wish I didn't have to do it. Well, I don't have to do it, actually, and which is why I generally don't. Just trying to figure out how I want to handle this exactly. Do I know the ring RNG trick? Yeah, but even with the trick, it's still tedious. And I wish I didn't have to do it at all to get the fun Dire Thunder ring.
I swear.
Well, and I was saying in Discord the other day, we were having a conversation about this. I feel like so much of, like, the treasure in this game is really lackluster. Like, look at this village. I'm literally just not saving this village because I do not care about what's in it. What if they had put a bond ring in there instead of having it be in the gacha? Wouldn't that have been neat? I feel like that would have been interesting treasure. Oh wait, this is fine because we have
Are we done here?
Panther. Like, I don't mind gachas in games when they're free to play and, like, you get interesting things out of them. But in this one, you just get boring nonsense out of the gacha, like, 90% of the time. Who's in miasma? That's what's going on. Is that a problem I can fix? Or am I just gonna have to take a hit from him? It's 39 on 25. It's not like he kills Ivy. Ivy would be fine. Actually, he doesn't kill anyone because he can't reach. He is a slow boy. Yeah, I think this game could do with better side objectives. I think it gets away with it a little bit by using, because, like, the thing that I want side objectives for is because it gives me something to do besides just, like, beeline right for the boss. And I do think they get away with it a little by just not having, by having multiple bosses in a lot of maps. So it's like, I can't just beeline to one location and be done. I mean, sometimes you can. It does depend on the map, but often you can't. And I think that's good. Yeah, Cataclysm Draconic Hex. If you survive the Cataclysm, you're gonna wish you didn't.
With perfect poise.
Even if you guys have a Vulnerary, I want Gold Mary at full health for
I'm in
Brave
the house
Assist.
like carpet.
Hey, thanks for the sub to Zero. Hope you're doing well tonight. Yeah, it's lame that most S-rank weapons aren't that good, and you don't even get a lot of them because they're from donos. Yeah, I would say Chapter 14 is probably the most important side objective. Gotta get boots. Hey Archmage, don't forget Sacred Stones, where they have a pair of chests on literally the final map of the game. You know, in case you really need more stuff for the last map of the game. But creature campaign. Oh man, I haven't thought about creature campaign in a very long time. Creature campaign's kind of sick though. I wish we got more stuff like creature campaign, where you get to like play as the people you can't recruit. It's fun. You can bring those items to creature campaign. I just wasn't thinking about creature campaign because, like, I liked creature campaign a lot when I was a kid, but these days I don't really play it. But yes, that is like a thing. You can bring them to creature campaign. Also, this is the true power of the well, is having Lunar Brace inherited onto Chloe. Turns out getting a bunch of free SP is pretty good. Creature Campaign is Sacred Stones post-game, where you could do a bunch of map skirmishes, or there were two kind of, I'm gonna call them dungeons. They were just like a few series of maps. One was the Tower of Volnai, and then there's the Lagdao Ruins. And they were fun. You could recruit characters from the game that had died or weren't recruitable. So like you could play as the main villain in Creature Campaign if you unlocked him, which was neat. Valnai, I have no idea how it's pronounced. Game didn't have voice acting. But feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Azure Moon final chapter chests, exactly. Hi, Just Chica. Hope you're doing well tonight.
Our foes are strong.
But I always thought Creature Campaign was neat because it was like the first Fire Emblem game that I played, at least. Obviously, you had like Fire Emblem 2 where you could get, you know, and 3 where you can get Camus. But it was the first game I played where you could recruit units like Selena. So that was neat. You feel like I always have strange pronunciations for things? I don't know, I just read the words and imagine how they would be pronounced in my head. It's not like these games come with a pronunciation guide. Although I have no excuse for the ones with voice acting. I don't know how I get those ones wrong. Yeah, I think it would be neat if other games had that and you could use some of the units that you can't recruit. It's fun. I think some of the other games do have something similar. Wait, Lapis isn't right, but that's how I say it in, that's how I say it in Minecraft. Has Minecraft done me wrong? Is it Lapis? I shouldn't say has Minecraft done me wrong, more like have I done myself wrong in Minecraft. It's Lapis? Okay. See, this is what's good about, like, having a stream. You guys can tell me. I can learn things. You know, now I know something I didn't know.
Need help? Who is your commander?
For that one, though, I'm gonna blame the people that I played Minecraft with as a child. Because that is where I get that particular pronunciation from. Can you please pass some of that strength to my Alear? Make her a berserker now. I don't like berserker in this game. Berserker makes me sad. It's like a shadow of what I expect berserker to be. And then Gold Mary can sit here and do her chain attacks. Alear in my Maddening run is dog. Alear is always dog. You just use him for Emblem. Actually, my understanding is, I have not tried this, but my understanding is that if you, like, stick him in Wyvern, he's okay. But, you know, just have him use an Emblem, then you're good.
Sorry you had to see that.
Look at all these Wolf Knights. These Wolf Knights are unprepared for 56 damage Thoron. Bonk!
It's a terrible state of affairs.
I love the, it's a terrible state of affairs line. It's a good one. Hey, you can get her with the Rider's Bane with a little help. Probably have Anna set up that kill. Flare Gober. Yeah, Soren plus an overleveled character is Chef's Kiss. Okay, and then I wanna deal with one of these sets of Wolf Knights this turn, and then we will deal with the other set of Wolf Knights on the following turn. Get him, Kagetsu. That's why we got the Rider's Bane for Cavalry City. That's really what they should have called this place. What do they call it? The Dead Town or whatever? It's a bit of a misnomer. That is Warrior Anna. Okay, hold up. Hi, Akira. Let me sing you the praises of Warrior Anna. So we could give Anna a mage reclass, right? To take advantage of that big magic growth. Or we could stick her with a Radiant Bow. Save ourselves a second seal. Maximize our profits. Miss Thorons. But that's fine, Chloe can do it. I dig Wolf Riders. I hope they continue to have them in the game. You can do it with Bow Knight, but Bow Knights can't backup attack. Which is definitely part of the appeal for me. I like the backup attack. big part of why I do what I do. For sure. Was he gonna warp more people? I was thinking he was out of warps, but he's totally not. Which means we are in a somewhat precarious situation, but one that can be resolved. We're just gonna have to use a charge of Byleth to resolve it. If Anna defeats enemies as part of a chain attack, can she make money off it? I'm pretty sure no. I would be very surprised if the answer to that was yes.
No hesitation.
Mage Knight with 2 silver axes. I know, 1 for each hand. Gotta be efficient. We got 2 hands, we need 2 axes. Get a crit for us, Kagetsu. Panette pulls off that warrior outfit. Panette pulls off every outfit, to be honest.
We could have been friends.
Nice, he even set that up where I can give the kill over to Mara, which I would like to do. Probably should have looked and saw that she was dealing 0 damage, but it's fine, we have dual assists. We are taking babying units to a new level with Tamara. She doesn't even have to get the kill. We just have our chain attacks do it. I mean, we were pretty unlikely to be punished there. I had like 3 units that could dual assist. Gold Mary carry when Lizard can't read. Exactly. That's why we have her on the team. Any unit that can make it so I don't have to read is greatly appreciated. And we do stand... Although I didn't even need to do this because Mavier didn't warp. How is Tamara doing? She's okay. I think DLC, if you do it early like I do, actually makes Tamara, like, a little worse. Because she's even, like, a little worse relative to your other units. Oh, hi, Tyrion Master. Thanks for that. Much appreciated. And welcome. I hope you're having a good night. Oh, it just did the notification now. Thank you again. Kigetsu has the worst reclass trip in the game because he's such a good unit. It's true, we have to pay the price somewhere. I don't mind the green, though. I know you guys don't love the green, but I don't mind the green. Oh yeah, so on to Tamara. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I do think Tamara is in general not very good. I also think if you do DLC early, like I did, it actually makes her look a bit worse. Because the problem with Tamara... well, one of the problems with Tamara is just that she comes with a bunch of powerful units, and her start isn't, like, stellar. And it kind of needs to be to get deployment, because she comes, like, at the same time as a bunch of really good units. So that's, like, a problem for her. And if you do play with DLC, then you have even more good units, if you did the DLC early, because all of your early game units had the benefit of DLC.
Need help?
So she has like an even, you know, a tougher start, and it's like a little more difficult to justify giving her a bunch of kills because you have other people that can do it. You have to show her a little more favoritism. All of this is to say she has not been like standout in this run. Do I use Panette 100% crit Wrath Vantage? That's where we're going. She's not at 100% crit yet. But we are definitely doing crit build. Just do a little poke here, canter back. That I do think that's one benefit of why did I think you have canter? You don't have canter. Are you gonna be fine though? Yeah, you're gonna be fine. Barring if you get crit, which you might because you're Ivy. You get crit sometimes. I think all crits is surprisingly durable. The covert tag on him is also nice. Here we can use the suck vein to restore a little bit of health here. So I didn't have anything better to do with it this turn. Hey! Ivy not facing crit. Oh, it's because she has Byleth attached, so she's getting a bunch of extra luck. Yeah, Ivy losing her her headpiece is disappointing. I can't believe so many people modded out. I feel like that's one of the things that makes the character unique and interesting.
Sorry for the trouble.
You are not the first person I've heard say that, Yogesh. So don't feel dumb. I have heard a lot of people say the exact same thing. So I don't think you're the only one. The face waffle. Yeah, I like it. I don't know, if she doesn't have it, she just doesn't look... I mean, you know, it's still a nice character design. She still, you know, looks very pretty. But it's a lot less unique to me.
Elegance.
Now it is almost time to get our Draco shield.
I've got this.
Alright, this guy's using a sword. What's your speed? What's your speed? 29. Ooh, Chloe can double you. And Chloe has Lunar Brace, so she's gonna hurt you. True, Lunar Brace doesn't work enemy phase. You are correct. I should think with my brain more. But as anyone who's been watching this stream can tell you, I do not think with my brain much.
You were beautiful while you lasted.
Alright, time for my favorite village in the game. The first time this happened, I laughed so hard. I don't know what I was expecting, but just an amazing choice.
No mistakes.
Bonk. Reptile brain gopher. Yeah, I'm gonna blame it on the lizard brain.
I beg your pardon.
Warrior Etier's strength is very good. In fact, I was looking at the math on this recently. If you are able to keep Etier adequately leveled, which is not a small ask, then she does actually hit some one-shotting breakpoints that other units, like besides Panette, like really struggle to hit.
I swear. Annoying. Still kick.
Bonk!
My goodness, how awful.
Give Etier Tiki and you'll be fine, but you can give everybody Tiki and they're fine. And people are definitely correct that, like, Etier is very frail. But the thing is, like, what do you need your archer for? Like, mainly to just kill flyers, right? And, like, you can, like, kill flyers and do backup attacks. It's not like you really want Etier. Like, let's say we use an alternative. Outside of, like, Panette or Marin and Warrior, like, most of them you don't really want getting hit too much either.
Need help?
Amber can take a hit, that's true. This isn't to say Etier is good. I don't think Etier is particularly good. But I feel like a lot of talk around her has been like she's, like, so much worse than your other archer options, and I'm like, she does, like, the archer thing fine. What donations did I do this run? Level 2, everything except for Brodia, which I did level 3. Etier is not one-rounding the Chapter 26 flyers, but neither is, like, anybody else. Very few units can one-round the Chapter 26 flyers. Allchrist can if he gets Luna and a crit. I believe he needs both, which is not guaranteed, but he can do it. But I think the units that can do it more consistently are the ones that can, like, double with a Radiant Bow. Yeah, I mean, I think there's been a lot of... So here's the thing, I think, with people defending units that I don't think are, like, super good, like Etier, is that you can make anybody good in this game, right? So, like, I think a lot of people are, like, using Etier and giving her Lyn and having her, like, double and kill everything, and they're like, oh, this is great, this is amazing. But, you know, maybe they've only done one playthrough, or they do it every playthrough because they really like Etier. And then it's just not really reproducible. or rather, it is reproducible, but, like, with everybody. Like, you could give a lot of units Lyn and they can carry, right? I wonder if I'm bolting these guys, are they all just gonna, like, start charging at me? I actually have no idea. We're gonna find out. Yeah, I think Etier's okay. Etier can do the things that you need her to do. There's just other units that also do the things that she can do. It's just that this game isn't like some other Fire Emblems where even with favoritism, some units look bad. Every unit in this game looks good with favoritism. So I think a lot of people, you know, are like, oh, well, this unit did great in my playthrough because I gave them all this stuff, you know? Which is true. Anybody can be useful, and it's actually something I love about this game. But when we're evaluating units, obviously the question has to become, like, well, how do they do without that investment, or with like different investment? I think there are a number of ways in which the way that we talk about this game could be improved. Like, I think the way that we talk about, I think the way that we talk about emblems is kind of bad right now. Like, I was looking at the first emblem discussion thread on the subreddit, and, like, a lot of it is talking about, like, oh, this emblem is better than this other emblem, or like, oh, well, we have to compare the availability of these emblems. And that makes sense to do when we're talking about units, right? Where units require investment, We can't invest in everybody, and we have to make decisions about who we're going to invest in. So it kind of makes sense to compare them in that way. Because, like, it matters who's better, right? Like, we can make decisions based on that. But with emblems, I feel like the conversation should just be centered around what is the best way to use this emblem. Because we're going to use all of them. So it doesn't really matter which emblems are better. It matters which emblems are better for specific units and why. And, like, what's the best way to use each emblem. Because we have to use all of them. So I think that's, like, a more... that's why I haven't enjoyed, like, emblem tier lists. I don't think there's much of a point to them.
Wait.
When we get the best voice line on this map, Lizard, maybe soon. I do want to do it. Yeah, like I said, the thing is, like, let's say that Leaf is the worst unit. Does it really matter? Like, we're still gonna use him, right? So, like, it doesn't really matter that he's worse than other emblems. The thing we have to determine is, well, what's the best way to use him? Because we're still going to. Like, I have problems with the way that we tier, like, regular units, too, but at least there is, like, I don't know, like, a point to doing unit tier lists, because I'm like, okay, we have to make decisions about who we're going to invest in, so it makes sense that we might say, like, these units are the best, so they're the ones that might make it easier to play the game, but, like, I don't see the point of doing that with Emblem Rings. But like, when you say showing how valuable of an investment they are, like, what do you mean? Because we don't really invest in Emblem Rings. They just kind of... I mean, you can, like, a little bit, I guess. But for the most part, Emblem Rings just kind of do the thing they say they're gonna do. If you're ranking DLC, then it kind of makes sense to do tier lists. Because then we're making choices, right? There's gonna be some rings that we don't use. But in a no DLC context, it's like, we're gonna use all of them. So it's like, who cares if Leaf is the worst emblem? Like, I'm more interested in what's the best way to use Leaf than, like, is Leaf worse than other emblems? Alright, let's make a dude. Let's make a blue dude this time. Well, Emblem Rings are an investment on a unit, but we usually think of that at the unit level, right? Oh, we got a Sasha. Like, you wouldn't think of it... You wouldn't just put Micaiah on any unit, even though she's a top-tier emblem. So the tier list doesn't really help you determine what investments to make on your units. Instead, we, like, need to have a discussion about, like, what units benefit most from each emblem. In my opinion. With DLC, that changes, because then we're, like, benching some emblems, right? So then it, like, matters. But even then, it matters in a different way. Like, I don't really care about emblem, like, availability when we're ranking emblems. Roy is really undervalued. What's good about Roy Emblem is that it gives a bunch of strength. That's it. But just giving a bunch of strength and holdout being okay are, like, good things for it to do. Because, like, take a unit like Lapis. I'm saying it right now, I'm learning. Take a unit like Lapis. Like, Lapis in theory, struggles to do enough damage, right? Because she's fast, but she doesn't have a lot of strength. Roy kind of fixes that for her. That's too many. And then holdout is also nice. Oh my god, the Anna doubles! They're too good! Yeah, I don't know what Mavier was thinking there. It was a questionable decision for sure. Where's the worm? I want the worm. There we go.
Who is your commander?
Bolting is real dumb. Maybe they shouldn't have given me an unlimited use bolting. Alright, make me some money, Anna. That would be appreciated.
I can't retreat now.
Alright, Sasha. You go. Look at all these enemies that are gonna come get Sasha. You can take one hit, I will be satisfied with your performance.
Wait.
Sorry about that.
So yeah, I think you can use Roy largely in the same way you use Eirika, except Eirika's a little better at it. Where you just throw it on a fast unit to make them do more damage. Because doing more damage is good. We like to do more damage.
It's a terrible state of affairs.
Yeah, Sieglind is the real corrupted killer. It's pretty amazing at that job, to be honest.
Allow me.
The worst emblem is the Zero emblem. I will not accept this Kaga slander.
Fine by me.
But this is kind of what I mean with, like, is there any emblem worse than Roy besides Leaf? It, like, depends on so many factors, right? It depends on what your team is, you know, what units you're using and what their needs are. And then again, it really doesn't matter because you're going to use them anyway. So, like, the question shouldn't be, is Roy the strongest emblem? It's, what is the best way for me to use Roy?
I must return to Lady Vale.
Your Chloe with 23 speed in Chapter 1? That is pretty cursed. Goodbye, Sasha.
Sleep now.
Oh, Alear gonna die. Whoops!
Is this real? Please.
Okay, we don't have to go that far back to fix that. That's nice. Did I, like, move Alear here, assuming that Sasha wasn't gonna die? Because that was a very ill-advised decision. Instead, let's make some fire. I like the Four Hounds theme. I think it's a nice one. She did, I will give Alear credit. She did try to make it with the crit. Respect for that, at least. Bonk!
Better to act than to worry.
I don't
Bonk!
really notice.
Ooh, they're all coming this way this time. Damn! Tragic end of Soren timing. We could have done the funny voice line, it would have been good. That's fine, we don't need it.
Right. Alive, ornery.
And they lived happily ever after.
Chloe murders someone, and they lived happily ever after. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one, dude. I just don't think that they did. Soren is canceled. Don't worry, we'll get to do it later. We will get our fill of Ike Soren. Well, we won't get our fill because my desire for Ike Soren can never be satiated, but we will get some Ike Soren.
Please die.
Even if they move on to the afterlife, I would say, is that living happily ever after? It's more like dying happily ever after, right? If that's a thing.
Let us wait.
Yeah, the you were beautiful while you were lasted. What that? The you were beautiful while you lasted line is brutal. It's cold. I think I need to move her here. Because I want to use... I was thinking I could, like, dance her, but I want to dance Alear.
Need help?
I really hate how she, Celine, and Louis all sometimes laugh creepily after killing people. I kind of like when Celine does it. Celine's can be a little unhinged, and I love it. Makes me laugh. I'm like, you can be as unhinged as you want, Celine. We stan. I think this will work. If it doesn't, we might have to make an adjustment, but I think it should be okay. Because you're going to do 37 damage. You're not going to double because you're Mauvier. So that'll be fine. Contract for the experience. Why not? Alright, Sasha's gonna die no matter what, so I'm just gonna move her over here and have her get whacked. Pull some enemy away for a sec. Goldmary's What's the Point of You is a good one. There's a lot of good crit lines in this game. I think my favorite, though, might be Pandreo. I mean, this is multiple people have this crit line, but sometimes Pandreo will kill someone with a crit, and he'll go, time to party, and then the win line will immediately be, time to pray. And I think the juxtaposition is very funny. Sasha is our name for Veronica's 3-star fabrications. Chat named the 4-star ones Kyle. And I was like, well, we should have a different name for the 3-star ones. So the 3-star ones are Sasha.
We won't give up.
This always starts a fun debate. Who's stronger, Anna or Ivy? I mean, I would say Ivy. But Anna's probably more fun. She can kill if I activate. That plus 10 magic, baby. Corrin is a great emblem. And I'm with you, dude. I can't drink milk. I can't drink milk either. We can definitely be homies on that front. Saline saying it's tea time before blasting a hole in someone's chest as a martial master. I might make Mavier a martial master in this playthrough. I haven't really used one much, but I thought it might be fun too. Have I done the Sigurd Diamant supports? I don't think so. Are they good? Would Levensword Swordmaster Ivy be worth? I mean, probably not, but it sounds kind of fun. I'm assuming by worth you mean, like, would it be, like, better than just what she does normally? And I think probably not, but I could see it being pretty amusing. Dwyer is one of my favorite characters in this series. Truly an underrated boy. There's one line that Sigurd and Diamant has that's really good. Oh, I'll have to look it up after the stream then. How do I feel about wake-up events? I mean, they're fine. I thought they were going to be weird at first, because when you get the first one and it's like, we recommend putting headphones in for this, I was like, oh, have I reached the ASMR portion of the game? So I thought they were going to be very weird. But then most of them are fine. The Kagetsu one is really funny.
That's how a princess does it.
See, if I kill you, is that gonna mess up Ivy? Any of you guys got 2 range? Wow, I kind of was expecting somebody to have 2 range. But it's really nobody. They all have 1 range. Okay, yeah, go kill this guy then, Ivy. Go ahead. Yes, the power of Ivy with Speed Taker. And a hit engrave. This is interesting. Last time I did this map, I went around this way to fight the bosses. I hadn't really thought about baiting them through this choke point. And they're all 1 range. It's pretty easy. Is this my first Maddening playthrough? No. I did a base Snow DLC one when the game came out, and then I've done a couple other ones as well. This is my first Maddening playthrough with DLC, which has been kind of interesting. My takeaway has been that the DLC is really strong. A lot of characters admit to watching you sleep at the beginning of the game. It's a little off-putting. Yeah, the DLC is really cracked. I would not use it if you're looking for like a more challenging experience.
Need help?
And the EXP is definitely a big deal. The emblems are really strong too, though. Or at least some of them are. You know, some of them are just okay. You have Cantor, right? Yeah.
I've got a lot riding on this.
I finally got a prep screen in FE6, thank God. Recently, I played through the entire series in order over the last year or two. And I cannot tell you the joy I felt when they finally gave me a fucking prep screen. I was like, thank God. I did not realize how much I missed this until, how much I needed this until it was gone. Should be okay. We might have to dance Byleth. Or Byleth. Alear. Not gonna have to dance Byleth. Oh, holdout is why. I guess there's no point in even bothering unless I'm gonna take her out this turn then, because she's just gonna get healed up by the... Oh, but we have a dancer, so this is fine. We can take a health bar this turn. Easy peasy. Easy peasy.
Wait.
Yes, I also wish you could choose a no EXP gain option for the DLC paralogues. It would also be kind of fun. I mean, maybe, I'm sure there is going to be a mod for this if there isn't already, but it's kind of a pain to mod switch games. But I think a fun way to play would be not just random recruitment, but random emblem recruitment. I think would be pretty funny. The Three Houses armlet is great. The Veronica bracelet is great. Lots of really strong options in this DLC. Obviously, the Soren emblem is great, although I think I'm probably making it look a little bit better than it is, just because I've given Citrine so much favoritism. But I do still think it's really good. I like a 165 damage crit. I like it. Okay, there is already a reverse ring recruitment mod. Oh wait, I'm a dum-dum. I'm gonna have to go back. For some reason, I thought Alear wasn't gonna be in range. I need to go back to before I used my dance. I need to dance Alear. Oh, I'm not that dumb. It only became available in the second health bar. I see why I was confused. Can we get a chain attack? Let's go, baby. Give me the chain attack. Woohoo!
I'm proud of you.
Way to go, Tamara. Your ability to hold a javelin is excellent. Are the DLC rings better because they're bigger bracelets? I think so. I mean, that's why they don't get stolen, right? I think Hector is the worst one. Here's the thing about Camilla. Her inheritables aren't anything too special, but like, just giving extra spaces, flyer utility, and Dragon Vein is enough. She doesn't need to give more than that to be good. Ooh, way to go, Lapis, surviving with 2 HP. Camilla has 2 big reasons for you to like her. Oh no. I mean, you're not wrong, but oh no. Is that gonna trigger? Yeah, that is gonna trigger. Or wait, it's 10% HP. Is that your benchmark? So it's not gonna trigger. We're good. Let's see if Tamara can get a chain attack this time.
Right. So cool.
I mean, if you're gonna give Hector to a mage, it might as well be Ivy. She is pretty bulky for a mage. I do appreciate that about her. Yeah, Ivy can soften her up, and then we can have Kagetsu or somebody else take a kill.
Allow me.
Bonk.
I swear.
Yeah, but I mean, so I feel like Camilla is maybe less exciting than some of the other emblems, but move plus flying really is a big deal. Dude, Ellawood not being in the game makes me sad the more I think. And like, every time I think about Ellawood not being in the game, it makes me more sad. My man is the main character. He's the main character, and he can't get in.
One less foe.
At least with Alm, I'm like, okay, he's one of 2 main characters, so they picked one to put in. That, you know, that at least makes sense to me. But with Ellawood, I'm like, this guy is the main character.
May their souls find peace.
I don't know, I like Celica, and I guess to some extent they were probably also thinking like, we gotta have a magic emblem in here somewhere. Can't all be sword emblems. But also, I like Celica. Damn, can't quite get the kill there, huh? We can get it with a dance, probably. Or you just get it with chain attacks. Yeah, I understand why Ellawood's not in. I get it. He's not as popular. But I like him and I wish he were here. If Roy is our boy, then Ellawood is our man. No, Camilla is in over Azura exclusively just because she's more popular. That's it. Which is also unfortunate. I don't mind that one. That one doesn't bother me as much just because I don't care about Fates that much. But if I were an Azura fan, that would definitely bother me. So I understand.
Let's have some fun. That's how a lady does it. Allow me.
I would also have loved Seliph for Engage. I love Seliph. It's more than 16, right? We have 12 in the base game. Then what? 7 from DLC? Because we have the 5 DLC maps, plus the Tiki map, plus the Edelgard ring.
Rings? They took the rings?
Marnie, we must retreat, now.
I can't go back. I'm just gonna get
It would make sense for Eirika to have a lance of some sort, especially since Ephraim was included in the ring. Like, maybe they should have given, she has a rapier, right? Maybe they could have given us, Regan Leaf instead.
Lord Sombron has given Zephyr a new kind of magic to use on Lady Vale.
Because we already have a lot of rapiers in this game. I don't know that we needed another one. Unless I'm wrong and she doesn't have a rapier, but I'm pretty sure she does.
I think this is a happy outcome. But I have always worried for her safety.
20 if you count the fire emblem. 21 if we count the 0 emblem.
I have said too much. Marnie, I am returning now, with or without you.
You can't just leave me.
Okay, she does have another one. I was pretty sure.
Is it a good idea to just let them go?
We took back the rings. Besides, I have a feeling that Vale is going to need him right at
Alright, warping is back on the menu, boys. Although we're probably not going to do a ton of warp skipping.
Emblem Micaiah, Emblem Roy.
Maybe we'll do a little bit as a
Glad
treat.
to finally have you back with us.
I never lost faith that we would return to you. Thank you. On the Shadowy Moor and at Flora Port, it pained me to fight against you.
I'm sorry for putting you through that. I promise to never let that happen again.
Your favorite lord is back? Which one, Micaiah or Roy?
The fell dragon is behind the rise of the corrupted in this kingdom. Sovereign blood is no longer enough for him. He's abducting the people of Elusia. When Sombron drains them,
Roy's got a nice voice in this game.
That's why they're everywhere.
Yeah, Micaiah's a nice lord.
We killed or...
Who is my favorite lord? I gotta think about that.
Suffer if the corrupted leave my kingdom.
Eirika is certainly up there. Eirika is one of my favorites.
I must do all I can to save them.
Those two came
Ike is very good too.
stop us from reaching Elusia Castle. The four hounds must
I like Micaiah a lot, but she's held back a little bit by the fact that I think the Blood Pact is stupid. I don't hate it quite as much as a lot of people do, but it does bother me a little. Although that's not really her part. Her fault, rather. Lynn has a special place in my heart for being the first lord that I ever played with. You know, like you load up Fire Emblem for the first time and she's your first character. So there is a certain nostalgia to Lynn for me. Yeah, I would say Sigurd and Seliph are up there for me. What about Mark? I was surprised. Okay, this has blown my mind recently. I've seen people talking on like Reddit and Twitter about remakes as always, right? And I've seen a couple times people have been like, what should they do with Mark in a remake? And I'm surprised people have such strong opinions on it. Because, like, to me, Mark is barely a character. Like, they could take him out and I would not care. But I was surprised how many people had strong opinions about Mark. What do pigeons do? I don't know. I only ever have dogs. Your favorite lord is Marth because you said you are the Fire Emblem engaged. I like Marth. He's not my favorite lord, but I enjoy him in every game that he's in. Yes, I adopt them and then leave them in the stables forever because I'm the worst. Gordon is your favorite Fire Emblem Lord. 5 points for you. I like Tiki in the Arcanea series. I recently replayed Shadow Dragon, and honestly, the story was a little better than I remember it being. I mean, I feel like people have been talking a lot about, like, simple versus complex stories in Fire Emblem. Shadow Dragon and the rest of Arcanea is a fairly simple story done well. Hey, we got an expert book. Nice. Do you get better characters if your units die in Shadow Dragon? I thought they were generally bad, the replacement units, but I don't know, because I don't usually get them. Even in Hard 5, where I was letting units die, I never had enough die to get to the replacement chapters. Except for Nagi, who I strategized around getting, because it was like the easiest way to deal with the final map. So that one I got on purpose. I don't think liking Engage more than 3 Houses is too hot of a take. I mean, a lot of people really liked 3 Houses, but I think especially recently that's become a very polarizing game. A lot of people seem to have not liked 3 Houses so much too. I know you are not among, you're among good company here. A lot of people here did not love 3 Houses. I liked 3 Houses. Not that it's it certainly has problems, but I enjoy 3 Houses quite a bit. I don't know if I'm ever gonna replay it again, but I like it quite a lot.
I'll be your opponent.
I swear to a fair and honest challenge. Oh my, I'm still so weak.
Somehow I won.
Yeah, the monastery is not great. I could do without the monastery on subsequent playthroughs. Although I do think that the monastery is a little less bad if you take advantage of the New Game Plus features. Which I feel like a lot of people don't do. But I'm not gonna say that the monastery is good in subsequent playthroughs. It is frustrating.
Humble soldier of Elusia. Impressive.
That was fun, was it not?
Yeah, I enjoy both of them quite a bit. I think Engage is probably going to be a game that I play more. Like, I'm probably going to replay Engage more than I replayed 3 Houses. I did each route on 3 Houses, and then I did a couple Maddening runs.
The mysterious merchant.
However, I don't think, like, when 3 Houses came out, it was, like, living in my brain for a month.
Just the thing for you.
Like, I was real into 3 Houses for a bit. And I don't think Engage is going to be memorable to me in the exact same way, if that makes sense. But it's good, and I like it, and I'm going to play it a lot. I've already played it a lot, really. Oh, I don't know. I never felt the need to do any grinding in 3 Houses. Unless you count, like, doing paralogs as grinding. Alright, does anyone need Roy on this team? Normally, I would give it to Lapis or Chloe. whichever one doesn't have Eirika. But Braum seems quite good on Chloe, and she has Lunar Brace, so it doesn't seem super necessary. Could probably get better vantage on Panette, though. That could be a good use of our time. And where's she at with Ike? What is our Wrath at? We don't even have it yet. That would be good to get. We're gonna bump her up a couple levels in Ike. How did I feel about Echoes? I loved Echoes. Here's the thing, though. I really like original Gaiden, or Gaiden. And I feel like most people don't like original Gaiden. So for me, I was like, great, they took this game I really like, and they gave it, like, the best presentation in the series. So, Echoes really appealed to me for that reason. I will say the one thing I could do without in Echoes is I really don't need the dungeons. I do not care for them. Let's also get her better vantage.
Brawling one-on-one is not for the weak of heart.
3 Houses is certainly all child labor for the first half. You're not wrong about that.
I must become stronger.
I'm so sorry. Are you injured? Time to pull
The gameplay in Echoes is not for everybody. I totally understand why people don't like it, but I do. I like the jank. I could do with some better maps, but I like the jank. Who had the biggest glow up to me? Maybe Saber. Saber had a nice glow up. I like Jenny a lot in Echoes. We're just gonna go up to Vantage Plus. Pro Saber is hot. I don't disagree. Is Echoes worth a replay? I mean, it depends how much you like Echoes. I feel like there's not that much you get out of a replay. Unless you just like playing it. So if you like playing Echoes, then yeah, it's great for a replay. But if you don't like playing Echoes, then probably not. Where are you, Leaf? I want your Vantage Plus. Thank you. It being a full deployment game doesn't do it a lot of favors, although I think that's easier. It becomes a little easier on you if you accept some unit deaths. Like if you're like, okay, at some point a witch is gonna warp behind me and kill one of my weaker units, and if you can accept that, then Echoes I think becomes a bit more fun. But I also understand a lot of people are like, really just don't like having units die, which is fair enough.
Hey there.
I love the way she says Royal Soldier of Solm. That's a good line. Is it unpopular to love full deployment? Here's the thing. There's so many Fire Emblem fans. And we all like different things. I don't think any opinion... I'm sure there are a lot of people that like full deployment and a lot of people that don't like full deployment. I like full deployment in FE4.
Okay. Ha! 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 My best dish yet.
There's a turn wheel. Why let anyone die? I don't know. If a unit, like, eats a witch shot and makes the map easier for me, why turn wheel if I don't care about them? Papaya salad. Candied papayas, baby. The most delicious of snacks. Alright, let's do pond combos.
I spent most of my youth cooped up in a castle.
I will say FE4 helped with the full deployment problem because the units that you... my units that I'm not using don't have good items on them. I'm not losing anything useful when my random useless units die in Echoes. But yeah, it is nice in FE4 that it has full deployment, but the units that you don't want to use, you just leave in the castle. Yeah, and you have revival fountains in Echoes too. Oh, I thought I had auto advance on.
It's a sandwich made from fat and cow guts and blood. It's so filling and
It's a sandwich made from blood. Tragic.
Have you given any thought to working in my shop? I'd make it worth your while.
The best magic system in any Fire Emblem game.
Security? If we were being robbed...
So I'm of two minds on that.
Au contraire.
I like that in Echoes, and
Do you think so?
in Three Houses too, to an extent.
The answer is no.
Magic feels different than regular weapons, because it's a different system, right? Like, in these games, like Engage, magic does just feel like another weapon type, which is a little, like, it's a little less cool, right?
If my scintillating conversation
But also, having, like, 3 warps every map is a hell of a drug.
I have enjoyed speaking with you, though.
Oh, here's the other benefit of letting units die in Echoes sometimes. There's unique dialogue for when a lot of units die, and it's really good. Like, if you haven't heard any of it, I highly encourage you to look it up. It's actually some of the best scenes in the game, in my opinion.
I can't hold physical objects, but something fun to look at might be nice.
Going back to old games from Engage is weird. The weapon triangle difference is so big. True. I mean, we just didn't have weapon triangle in the last game. Although it kind of feels like you do on Maddening, because everybody just has the breakers.
I'll be here.
Yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff in Echoes that you only get to see if people die, which I think is sort of neat. Yes, Clive, if you let Matilda die, is, I honestly think, top 3 scenes in Echoes. Maybe best scene in Echoes. It's really good. Let's see. Oh god, I don't want to do the Roy map right now. I'm putting it off. We're gonna do it eventually, but I'm putting it off. Let's do Micaiah, because I'm curious how bolting changes the way that this map plays. Roy's is easy, but it's large. It's a large map. Although it's probably a lot quicker when you can just, like, 6 bolting him from far away, or warp, or entrap.
Look, it started snowing.
I'm certain I've been here before. Or someplace just like it.
Where do you think we are, Micaiah?
This looks somewhat like Castle Nox. I battled Ike there once.
Huh? Castle Nox? You fought against Ike?
It's a pretty big map for Engage standards, I think. Is it not a large map? Am I gaslighting myself?
Different definition of victory.
I have been known to do that
was
from
trying
time to time.
Save us, and I could not let him. We needed help, but not his. My people were cursed by a magical blood pact and headed for certain
It's
ruin.
like
What
26
happened?
by 24. How big is that
fought
relative to
undo
other
the
maps?
pact. I held on to hope.
See, how big
I
is
stayed
this map?
focused on my vision of the future. Even
Okay,
on the
it's
worst
like-
day, I kept hold of that.
It's not as big as I
did
thought.
Everything to protect people I cared for. I'd have sacrificed more if there'd been need. That vision is what made it possible for me to survive the war.
I think I know now.
I think
why
it's
we
funny
were
how
here.
map design and Engage
Teach me
is
how you
good, but
never
then for the
broke in the face
paralogue
of
maps, they
despair
take them
here,
from games with
Micaiah.
less good maps, so it's such a
So,
contrast.
you figured it
They
out
didn't
then?
help themselves
The
by,
point
like,
was
in a
triumph.
couple situations, they chose
Face
maps
me in
that they
battle
just did not need to
and do
choose,
your
in my
best to be
opinion.
victorious.
Like,
If you
why is the
win,
Camilla
all
map the
will
map that it
strengthen,
is instead of
and
chapter
you'll be able to
10?
draw
Like,
on
I
my
know that
power
she's the...
like never before.
she's the boss of that map in Birthright, but boy, could we have had Chapter 10 Conquest instead. Or like Hector, I kinda get why they went with the Berserker, but boy, they sure could have gone with Dragon's Gate. Yeah, I think we probably will be two-turning this map, although via bolting, I think. Let's see, we need 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so we can put Citrine here. Oh, Citrine, where are you? There you are. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. I think Seedall would be able to get there if I activate Camilla. Or I could put him up here and then he would... Oh, whoops. I did not mean to be swapping. Okay, where is Seedall? Yeah, or like Lynn's map is a good example. They didn't need to use that map for Lynn. Although that map is not as bad in this game as it is in FE6. And then where did I park Gold Mary? Oh, she's right here. Perfect. Perfect! And then I just want the rest of my good combat units to be around here, so they can come in if they need to. And maybe we can move our Byleth a little closer to what we're trying to do. Yeah, I don't mind Lucina's map. Here's the thing. There are so many paralogs that are very long if you try to do them the normal way, like without warp skipping or whatever. So I don't mind, like, one short map. I think that's fine.
Very well.
Ooh, the hit rate's pretty low, though. Gotta get those supports in there. It might be a 3-turn, because we're probably actually going to be doing the bulk of the work on turns 2 and 3. Yeah, I'm certainly don't mind them going with that map instead of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he can get there with Camilla. I don't mind them going with that map instead of, like, one of Awakening's more annoying giant route maps. Because they could have gone with a giant, annoying route map. Alright, we got a Sasha. You go, Sasha.
Shall we dance?
Ooh, we can't quite get a health bar, which means it's probably mostly going to be healed off, if not entirely. Unfortunate.
Ready and able.
People.
With elegance. Say the word.
Yeah, a lot of Awakening maps would be a lot better if they were just like kill boss or Seize instead of route.
I can fight. Of course.
And I don't mind route sometimes. I hate on route a lot, but I think there can be good route maps. But I think good route maps should generally be like smaller amounts of powerful enemies rather than just like 100 little wimpy dudes that you need to kill. Okay, who haven't I moved? Am I losing my mind? Oh, I have to bolting again. Right. Bonk. Alright. But I think most, if not all of that, is going to get healed off. Oh, does she not? I thought she had a Martial Master nearby. Does she not? Maybe none of it is going to get healed off. You love to see it. I don't really know why they stopped doing Seize maps either. I guess maybe they wanted to... The only thing I can think is, like, maybe they didn't want to punish you if you don't use your Lord, but, like Lords are so good now that everybody uses them anyway, so I feel like that wouldn't really be a problem anymore. Seizes kill boss, but adds an extra turn. But that objective is that extra turn is important. That extra turn makes it so that you need an extra warp, or that you need to like not warp skip. Now, using an extra warp generally isn't that big of a deal, but it is an extra constraint that does not exist on a kill boss map. Yeah, we don't have rescue anymore either. I miss rescue sometimes. Oh, I messed up a little bit. I think it's probably okay, though. Big dance. It doesn't make narrative sense that sitting on a chair makes people give up. It doesn't really make narrative sense either, though, that, like, teleporting behind the enemy and killing the leader immediately ends the battle. Like, that doesn't make a ton of sense either. We kinda gotta pick our poison when it comes to the logic. Okay. Whether we can end this turn depends kind of on a bit of luck. Remember when rescue lowered your stats instead of raising them? Yeah, pair up sure was a mechanic. Hi, Glenn. Yeah, and then we can Dancer and then Thoron for the kill. Should be good.
Out of my way.
Well, but the thing is, if killing the boss must be demoralizing enough to give up, then Seize, like, still makes sense, because you have to kill the boss to Seize. So, so it's like, either way, you're killing the boss. But really, I think that Seize is just supposed to be an abstraction of, like taking over a stronghold or something, you know? Here, we can get a little extra experience. But I'm pretty sure we can just end here. Yeah, barring a miss, we would be okay. Although we could do this slightly differently if we need to, where I don't think missing would matter. We could just go one closer and use Rex Caliber. That being said, if you want immersive map win conditions, we should just go back to Thracia and make every map an escape map. That would make me happy. I love escape. Okay, yeah, we're good. We can even kill it. We can give the kill to Anna, get some money.
Right. I will protect everyone. Who is your commander?
Alright, see you later, Akira. Thanks for stopping by. I don't know, I wouldn't mind multiple C's points, but the thing is, I feel like... when you say, like, I think C's would really only work with multiple points, like, what has been fixed by getting rid of C's? we still warp skip maps. It's just we kill a boss instead of seizing. I don't think anything has been fixed since we got rid of C's. Take her out, Anna. Yeah, I mean, really, you can't make every map an escape map because it doesn't always make sense.
So strong.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think C's needs to come back. I don't think it, like, adds a ton, besides, like, if you want a warp skip making you use a second warp. But I would like it sometimes. I would like some objective variety. It doesn't even have to be C's. But I don't like that, like, 90% of the maps in Engage are kill boss.
Stronger. I do, yes. I feel like I understand you better than before. There's just one thing.
I like a little variety in my map
I
objectives.
was sort of hoping I might gain some of your fortune-telling ability.
Give me like 1 or 2 route maps, give me some C's maps, give me some escape maps.
In fact, you're building it.
I'm building the future.
Give me some Hector Guidance Chapter, Claim 3 Spaces maps.
I see someone with the strength to never lose heart, no matter what. You're a fighter.
It's an honor to know that you think so. I'll do my best.
I like how the directors give Micaiah the most motherly, caring voice, but in RD she's one of the more violent characters. I feel like Micaiah isn't inherently violent, but is more forced into a situation where she has to be violent. I don't think Micaiah's natural personality in a vacuum is violent. She just kind of has to be in Radiant Dawn. Like, what other option does she have, you know? Like, to me, if you're gonna for me to call someone violent, I'm thinking, like, their solution to all problems, is violence, but Micaiah's in a pretty sticky situation. I mean, she makes choices, but what is the non-violent solution for Micaiah? That she has, like, a reasonable belief that it would actually work. And I would agree, Irony. My big example is the Eirika one is pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, but the lighting people on fire with gasoline thing, very violent thing to do. But what, like, what's the alternative? The alternative for her is essentially to just lose the war. Like, she's not gonna win a straight up fight, right? Like, that's pretty established, I think, by the game, that they're kind of in trouble. Like, because I feel like the whole plot of the Dawn Brigade was, we're in this desperate situation that we can't get out of because of the Blood Pact, and we have to do whatever we can to get out of it. I don't think she had no other choice, but I think the idea, like, if Micaiah fights honorably and does nothing violent, then she just dies. As does the country. This isn't to say it is a good thing that she did that or that she didn't have any other choices, but I think the idea that, like, she's doing that because she's just inherently violent rather than because she's in a situation that is, like, pressuring her to do things she wouldn't normally do, like, I feel like you have to take the situation into account. She definitely does messed up stuff. I agree with that. But I think a lot of the messed up stuff is a product of her circumstance rather than her, like, being, like, a messed up violent person. Which is part of what I think part of what makes her interesting, right? Is that she is in a position where she has to, I think, make darker decisions than most lords do. And we can disagree with those decisions. I'm not saying those decisions are good, necessarily. I just don't think they're, like, because she's violent. See, who do we fight in the arena with today? Kagetsu, because he's my baby boy.
I am Kagetsu of Elusia.
I am Boucheron!
Yes, Tatsira, this was a bit of a tangent. I would agree that her depiction in Radiant Dawn is very different than her depiction in this game. I just don't think the problem is that she's not violent enough. Because I think, like, in a situation where she's removed from the Blood Pact, I don't know, I don't think Micaiah is that violent. Maybe at times coldly pragmatic, but I wouldn't say, like, violent.
Should I really be here? It's been an honor sparring with you.
That was fun, was it not?
Yeah, see, that's the issue. She's not the gentle healer girl, but I don't think she's, like, some, like, violent maniac. She's pragmatic, she's sassy, she can be cold. She's willing to, like,
I am Kagetsu of Elusia.
It's me.
Like, she's willing to make some ends justify the means, decisions where some other lords aren't. Or aren't in positions where they have to. Like, to me, a violent character who is like Hector. Hector likes fighting, right? He likes doing violence. Whereas I feel like Micaiah is more like, I will do whatever it takes, whatever I need to do, regardless of the consequences, you know, for my people. Which we can debate the morals of. I just think that's different than, like, being violent.
I'm excited to see what I can whip up. 1, 2, 3 casts of thunder. A smashing success. Eat up, eat up.
This may rival the cooking from my manor back home.
Wonderful flavor.
Tell me if it keeps its flavor.
For example, I think it's unfortunate that, like, Micaiah wasn't around earlier when we were discussing the use of the miracle, because I think Micaiah would have been very on board. But I would agree. They made her very, like, soft, caring girl, which is, like, not necessarily her depiction in Radiant Dawn. Did the same thing with Eirika, who is caring, but, like, has a little more to her, I think, than they portrayed in this game. Thunder cooking. Hey, he did a good job. He didn't burn it.
You are Bushara.
It is odd that we have this game where it's like a nostalgia throwback, right? And they include all of these old lords. And a lot of them just don't talk that much. Which I appreciate the focus on the new characters too, but then it's like, I don't know. Why did we do this whole nostalgia thing then? Yes, I don't like that Ike and Micaiah don't interact. I don't like that Soren doesn't have a line with Micaiah. These things do not feel correct.
Is this?
And I would generally agree they did
The similarities.
not as good a job as I would have liked
This place
with
looks
the
very much
women
like where my
compared to
fate
the men.
branched.
100%.
I had 3 options that day. My decision meant abandoning 2 of my possible fates.
What do you mean?
In my world, there are 2 opposing kingdoms, Hoshido and Nor. I was born in Hoshido, but spent my childhood in Nor.
If we got a Micaiah version of Soren, that would be amazing, to be honest.
That would be a hard way to live your life.
Indeed. This is where Hoshido and Nor faced off, and I had to choose which country to back. I had family and friends in Hoshido and in Nor. I didn't want to abandon any of them.
Part 1 of Awakening is
But as
great.
hard as it was,
And then we get, like, the anime filler arc of Awakening.
maybe neither, and I would fight alone. There was no obvious answer.
I don't know how I'd make such a big choice.
I think Corrin is one of the ones that's actually improved by this game, because her personality is like... They did the personality well, but she is not forced to reckon with being in Conquest's plot.
Face me in combat. The results will inform my next choice.
Because the problem with
Surely
Corrin
our
has
bonds
never
will
been their
grow stronger.
personality. I don't have a
I
problem with
understand.
Corrin's personality.
Paths we've each
It's
chosen.
the...
I'm
It's
excited
just the
to
plot
find
of
out what lies beyond
Conquest
the
is the
point
plot
where
of
our fates meet.
Conquest. Is Awakening that long? I've never really paid that much attention to its length, I guess. It doesn't feel that long to me. But maybe it is. See, I do want my summony boys. But I think we can do without them for a map. Oh, let me put a ring on Alear. You can have Byleth this chapter. Ivy, you can have... you could have Veronica this chapter. Why not?
Veronica.
And we can still have our summons.
Are you ready?
Oh, I don't think Roy is a nothing character. He's like a little bland, I guess, but I kind of like Roy. He's alright.
Show me the way.
Roy is trying his best, okay? I think Engage largely feels too long because of the paralogs. There's a lot of them.
It was foretold.
The game itself is like, what, 26 chapters? That's not too bad. But, you know, then there's like 15 paralogs.
It's a terrible state of affairs.
No mistakes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. What you may gather as you hear me talk about more Fire Emblem games, I'm fairly easily pleased. Even the Fire Emblem games that I clown on, I generally enjoy. So I'm like, I'm a pretty easy fan to make happy.
Than destiny.
I would agree. I don't think Engage quite picks a lane in which it either... It's like not quite serious enough and not quite silly enough. Like, I feel like it's a very common thing where people say that it doesn't take itself seriously. But I think it pretty much does after the beginning of the game, outside of a few moments. Fates has one of the best soundtracks in the series, in my opinion. There's tons of bangers. Alright, do you guys want to hear the line? We can hear the line here.
Soren!
Soren!
Are we done here?
One of my favorite voice lines in all of gaming. Not gonna lie. I think the Hounds are a good example of, like, where I don't think they quite pick a lane in whether they want them to be serious or goofy. Because I think for most of the game, they feel like almost like Team Rocket to me. And I mean that in a good way. They're, like, endearing, they're funny. But, like, they're just kind of silly, you know? But then later on, they get, like, a lot more serious. But, like, not for a very long amount of time. Where's Alear? Alear, stand here, please. Give me 3 damage. Thank you. Yeah, like, Gris is really funny.
Who is your commander?
And I think, like, funny villains can be great. But, like, because he's such a, like, goofy boy, it ends up, like, not quite working for me when they, like, have, like, the serious moment at the end. Because it feels like a bit of tonal whiplash.
Retribution is due.
Not that you can't have serious moments with silly characters, but I don't know. You got to build up to it a bit more.
Even mighty ones fall.
Unfortunate.
So I think that I think there's a few things with this story. One, I think there's a lot of people that just don't terribly care about Fire Emblem stories that much. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if people that just like the gameplay, and that's fine. I think there was also, like, a bit of, like, Fire Emblem community, 3 Houses backlash going on that Engaged Stories perception is a bit benefiting from. And then some people just like it. I mean, I remember when Conquest came out, you don't hear people say this much anymore because, like, the community consensus is kind of so clear now. A lot of people liked Conquest Story when it came out. Like, if you go in the Wayback Machine and you look at, like, the Fire Emblem subreddit during Conquest's release, you will find a lot of posts of people saying they like the story. I mean, it's not, like, the general consensus, but it's not an uncommon opinion either. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting. We'll see what people think of it, like, a year from now. I think it will age better than Fate's story simply because Fate's story is, like... I think... Fate's is trying to tell a very serious story. And I think does not do a great job. Whereas Engage, I think, is more serious than some people say it is, but it's nowhere near as serious as Fate's was. And yeah, some people just like it. Some people just like Engage's story, and that's totally fine. It's just not for me.
Draconic power underground. Is it a dragon vein? Don't worry though. I'm sure you'll be able to handle it.
Fates is the room Engage's boss baby. Yeah, a little bit. I have not thought of it that way, but a little bit. See, I actually think Engage is benefiting from coming out after 3 Houses, because a lot of people wanted a lighter story after 3 Houses. And a lot of those people, love the idea of Engage being, like, a simpler story for that reason. It's also hurt, because a lot of people really liked the 3 Houses story and don't like this one. So it's a mixed bag, I guess. Let's make a guy. Let's see who we get.
It is time to honor your contact.
Hey, we got Roy. Honestly, the big issue with Engage's writing to me isn't even the story so much as I think there's a lot of very neat characters in Engage. But like characters that are neat to me in theory, right? But I don't think they get enough time to shine, really.
But victory is mine.
So, yeah. I don't know. I appreciate that some people really like the story, but it is not for me. I also think it's a little unfortunate that the discourse has just become like either like simple story versus complex story, because I don't think that's what it is for me, at least. Because like Arcanea has a really simple story, but I kind of like Arcanea's story. Even Sacred Stone's story is not overly complicated.
Let the lesson begin.
Oh yeah, there are a ton of pairings in Revelations, which is interestingly, I think, the only thing that makes me occasionally think about replaying that game is doing the pairings and like making the optimal like child units is kind of fun. The lizard is dancing. Yeah, he bounced. He bounce and he shake he little hands. Are you silenced? Is that what's happening? Yeah, you are. That's fine. Mullagear! Yeah, but Conquest doesn't give me quite as many options for pairings. Yeah, Three Houses Discourse was really something. And I can certainly do without it.
I can't retreat now.
Yeah, Edelgard Discourse is never gonna end, huh? You can get the skill, right? Yeah. Well, okay, I do think that people are still interested in talking about Edelgard is a testament to how interesting the character is. I also think that the discourse is like really fraught, where people are just like, Edelgard good, Edelgard bad, and I'm like, I feel like that's like the least interesting way to have this conversation.
Strategy in motion.
I also think people like want to project their real-world politics onto the Three Houses characters in ways that are not quite applicable. Like, I'm a big lefty, so I'm on like lefty Twitter and Fire Emblem Twitter, right? Lefty being like progressive politics. And there's a lot of like Edelgard is our like socialist queen, and I'm like, Edelgard is not a socialist. I like Edelgard, but she's not a socialist. She's not even democratic.
Saw Yato, it flew from its hiding place into my hands.
But she is an improvement on the status quo, for sure.
My mother died protecting me.
Yes, Lefty Twitter and Fire Emblem Twitter, my two least favorite places where I spend an unreasonable amount of time.
I couldn't have recovered alone. Luckily.
Oh, and as my fiance just shouted, also vegan Twitter. All three things that anger me and upset me. But also that are important to me.
I understand your feelings quite well.
In the coming days, you'll make choices that might cause you no end of suffering. But no matter what pain you're feeling,
Edelgard gaslights, gatekeeps, and girl bosses. Yeah, she gives us all three, it's true.
Even in the darkest moment, that I am not alone.
Then you'll be just fine.
Thank you, Corin, for joining me on this path I have chosen.
Can't wait for the first FE game without eugenics and monarchists. I'd prefer it to righty Twitter and Kingdom Hearts Twitter. Oh god, I certainly prefer it to righty Twitter. I don't know much about Kingdom Hearts Twitter. But you're gonna be waiting for a long time for a Fire Emblem game with no monarchists and no eugenics. That's a big ask. Imagine if Genshin Twitter got its hands on a Fire Emblem game. I do occasionally get peeks into Genshin Twitter. One of my mutuals is like a Fire Emblem and Genshin Impact person. So like every so often I get a peek in Genshin Twitter and it seems like a wild place to me. What's up with that sheep? That's just what sheep are like here, my man. I don't have an explanation for it. That would be neat, says Chica. I mean, one of the relationships I've always enjoyed in Fire Emblem is Quan and Finn. I wouldn't mind a game where, like, you know, there's a focus on those types of relationships. Fire Emblem and Genshin Twitter, you should check on their blood pressure to make sure it's not too high. I think everybody on Twitter's blood pressure is too high, including me. Although here's my advice for like saving your blood pressure on Twitter. Mute and block super aggressively. Like, if I mute basically everyone that mildly annoys me, because I'm like, I want Twitter to not annoy me, so I'm going to mute things that annoy me. And it has made my experience a lot better and happier. Highly recommend it. Don't have Twitter? That is absolutely fair. I'm about to say my prayers to the well, our patron saint. Hi, Ivy. I'm not interested in you. I'm only over here for the well. Alright, not too exciting. I find the fun part of Twitter watching people get angry, so I've never blocked people. You are a brave soul. Yeah, that was a mid pull. It was only a 3-star though, so the main thing I'm interested in is just the SP book. I don't actually block a lot, I guess. Usually I mute. The mute is my go-to on Twitter. The well is an interesting addition. I think it's probably a little overtuned. The amount of skill points you get from it seems pretty insane to me. But I appreciate that there's a way for people that want skill points to get them. But at the same time, it like also does mess with the difficulty of the game, but you could just not use it, so I don't mind that so much. Like, you know, if you're going for a challenge run, you could just not use it. But I will be interested to see how the well impacts unit discussion. Because usually, like, when we discuss units, right, it's easy enough to say no DLC, right? Because it's like we just don't include things that you have to pay for. But everybody has the well. Everyone with an internet connection, at least. So I'll be interested to see, like, if, in the long term, if people factor well pulls into unit discussion.
You'd better buy something.
Hi there, I'm Jean, a doctor in training.
Strength up on a mage feels bad in a game where strength doesn't affect weight. That's true, you just gotta throw them in Mage Knight, then they can use an axe. Yes, I agree. I don't mind features that break the difficulty at all as long as they're optional, which the well is, so that's fine with me. I will just be interested to see, again, like, how that influences unit discussion, because, like, we could ignore the well, or we could not ignore the well, and I will be interested to see kind of what we end up doing in the long term. I think Fram can be decent. I think pretty much everybody can be decent. I've even seen people, like, do funny builds with Vander where they take him to endgame. The well does a lot more than just make sure you can have Canter. The well opens up quite a few options that are very difficult in base gameplay. You can get Lunar Brace on a lot more units. You can get Speed Taker like 2 chapters after Ivy joins. I think there's a lot of applications for it.
Hello.
And that's just going into the skill points. It also gets you items, right? Like you can get like early killer weapons. If you're really lucky, you can even get an extra Master Seal. That's pretty huge.
This'll be just like mixing medicine. Okay, so if I add these two together, looks good.
Have I done a battle with 2 key adepts who have like 1 damage and 1% hit? I have not, but
This may rival the cooking from my
I have done like matches where Hector has like 2% hit and the other unit can't hurt them, so it takes forever, and then eventually they just call it a draw, and that's kind of funny. I could put a HectorCopter next to the HectorCopter. That's not a bad idea. I could add a HectorCopter. I do love Hinoka. I wish she, like, had more than 2 seconds of screen time in Fates. Here, we'll do Eirika's chapter. Hinoka's treatment in Fates actually made me really sad, because I remember when they showed her, I was like, oh man, I'm really gonna like this character. But then she just doesn't get that much screen time for a Royal, and she's also a Royal, so I feel weird romancing her, so I don't do that. And I'm like, man, could you have either been a little more important or not a Royal? Either one would have made me happy.
It's impossible. What's wrong, Eirika? This looks almost
Because she's so cool. She has a good design. She's neat.
where everything changed forever.
Setsuna's a great character in Birthright. That's a good pick.
I was a member of the royal family of Renee. Our close neighbors, the Grotto Empire, were our allies for centuries. Then, with no hint of warning, the Grotto Empire invaded.
That must have been difficult if you were allies for so long.
As the royal
You
family,
should play Fates,
my
but you
brother
don't
and
have
I
a
fought
3DS
together with our
emulator.
friends to protect our people.
Well, there
The
are
final
3DS
conflict
emulators
took
out
place
there.
right here. I know things only
I think they're
look
pretty
similar.
decent now. I
It's
played
very
Awakening
much
on
like
one
being
not
back
that long
there.
ago.
You don't have to go on. I understand that it's a painful
Your
memory.
Alfred has 15 build and 30 speed. I mean, that's pretty good.
But you didn't lose hope. You fought on.
Well, I guess it depends on the
Even
point of the
when faced
game,
with
but
losing a friend.
it seems pretty good.
Would you spar with me? Here, everything I feel about that day is bound up. My heart is full of grief. Perhaps fighting here will help overcome that. Though that sounds like my brother's thinking.
I would be glad to spar with you. However, I don't
But
plan
yeah,
on
poor
losing.
Hanoka. It makes sense
You
if she
wouldn't
was one of
last
the
long if you
last
didn't
ones
try
that
to
they
win.
added.
And if you do win, then our bonds will only become stronger.
And I know technically we aren't blood related, but it still feels weird. My fiance romanced Xander, and she told me he just keeps calling you, sister, and you keep calling him brother, and I'm like, oh no. That would make me uncomfortable. Alright, let me do my emblem rings. I'm gonna remember. I don't think I've forgotten today. Eirika's brother, who's that? You know, the other guy in the ring that never says anything.
Corin.
Let's get Corin back on you. Yeah?
The problem with romancing Xander is that it's like the voice lines. It's like your character whenever they get sad and like are talking to Xander, they'll be like, "Big brother," and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! I hate this."
Veronica, you're sure?
There you go. There's my fiance's take on romancing Xander. OMG, the lizard fiance. It's true. I think in the server you're the lizard queen. Which does imply that you're a lizard. Oh, you don't have Eirika because we're on the Eirika map. We'll give you Roy then. That will add some damage. Roy is our boy. Alright, what are y'all's deal? 20 speed, 22 res. 40 bite. So she won't kill. She won't kill. She would need someone to help. We're gonna go down the right side, because the right side has a chest that I care about. Eirika is such a corrupted, destroying beast. It's true. The first playthrough, I just, like, I wasn't paying... I did my first playthrough on hard, and I wasn't paying, like, that much attention to my emblems at the end of the game, and I think I just had Eirika sitting on Seadoll for some reason. And I remember engaging him and having him just destroy a corrupted with the Sieglind at some point. And I was like, that's very funny that you can do that.
You got it.
Ready for me?
Let's make a guy. But a lizard queen could be a human monarch of lizards. That's true. Let me ask her what she prefers. Are you a lizard or a human monarch of lizards?
I don't know, man.
Well, you gotta pick one. The people want to know.
Well, if I'm a lizard, am I also a snake? Am I a different? Can I be a Komodo dragon? Like,
I think you can be a Komodo dragon.
fuck yeah.
You want to be a Komodo dragon?
Yeah, I do.
I saw a video the other day of a Komodo dragon smacking another Komodo dragon with its tail. It looked brutal, man.
Well, I would be a nice one.
You would be a nice one.
Yeah.
Alright, Kyle's about to break this man with 1 damage. Let's go, Kyle. Woo! What a lad.
Slashing
Kyle is doing his part.
Let's pray.
I'm prepared.
In this channel we stand Kyle. What about Sasha? How do we feel about Sasha? Oh. Why'd my controller disconnect? Pantrayer experiences one moment, let's pray, the other awu. That's why I love his crit quote, where he's like, it's time to party, and then immediately after, it's time to pray. Makes me laugh every time. Bonk this man, Pantrayer. Good job. We stand Dreo, Pandreo.
Ready and able.
Nice, we can take this out in one turn. You love to see it. I can't hear Sasha without thinking of the Attack on Titan character, and I don't even like Attack on Titan. I watched the first season of Attack on Titan. My brain's touchstone for Sasha is the professional wrestler Sasha Banks. Or I guess Mercedes Monet is what she goes by now. But that's where my brain goes when I hear Sasha. I forgot I was supposed to do something over here. Are you gonna mess my dudes up? You might mess this dude up. You're not gonna mess anybody up because your speed is only 23. Are you gonna mess anybody up though? Maybe Kyle. I don't really care if you mess Kyle up though. That's what Kyle's here for. Bonk!
Who is your commander?
This is the paralogue song that bothers you. I will say this is less good than the other paralogue songs. I still like it, but it is not as good as the other songs, I don't think.
Whatever you ask. Our bonds are far stronger than
Yes, this one is definitely more different than the original song than most of the other ones. I can definitely see what you mean. Especially this part.
Give me strong foes.
Alright, Kyle, we appreciate your sacrifices for the team.
You looking down on me?
Get
I'm
bonked,
sorry
nerd.
You had to see that.
You kill with Rex Caliber, perhaps? No, you can't. Bummer. I'm a little surprised. Just trying to think of the best way to play this turn. I think this is probably a Soren moment. Yeah, I want to kind of blow up these three. So I think what I'll do is... Where's Alear at? We're gonna have Alear make some contributions by standing around. live sword reaction. Great Aether, I think, could work, but I think I can kill these guys this turn. I think we have the technology. I mean, I don't actually... It might not be a Soren moment, because I don't actually need the damage boost. Or the radius boost, and I can't quite get to these guys and use Panette this turn. So sadly, just a Soren moment, not an Ike Soren moment. Yeah, I would agree. The battle version is a little closer to the original. At least from that 2-second snippet that I just listened to. Look at Kyle. He didn't even die. He's the man. Under-discussed mechanic is the 50 crit kill bonus from FE4. I love the crit kill mechanic because the crit kill mechanic is a big part of what makes it feel like when I pass the Silver Sword down to Seliph, it always feels like I'm not just passing a Silver Sword down to Seliph. I'm passing Sigurd's Silver Sword down to Seliph, you know? It feels like the weapon has a bit more personality, and I think part of that is the crit mechanic. Kyle just continues to do his job. We stan. 100% we stan. How do I like the characters on the map moving directly as opposed to using the cursor? I kind of like it. I think it's kind of fun. It's like moving around my little action figures. Alright, we'll take the 91 crit. Do I remember when Holy Man got run over by the horse? I sure do.
That is that.
That was tragic when that happened. Get Ivy her first speed taker of the map. Nice.
Nothing left on
Crit on a 3 health guy. Are there any Fire Emblem fathers that haven't died? Yeah, Ellawood. That's the price he pays to not be in Fire Emblem games anymore, is that he gets to survive. Can you get a trade in? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you can trade her a lance. Or no, you can't, because this is a sword griffin. Doing all this math, and then I just remembered she doesn't even have a lance, because she can't use one. And the reason I'm focusing on the right side of this map is because I really only care about the treasure on the right side. There is a Seraph Robe here. And over here, I think, is a second seal. And I don't really care about a second seal. But I do care about a Seraph Robe. Alear, I need you to provide 2 damage. Ooh, can she bolting him from there? No, I can't quite get the thief. Whatever, I can just contract. This was the long con for putting chests in the original. True. They were like, we're gonna remake this game, or this map, in like 20 years. and we're gonna want to put a chest on it, so we need to do it now. Let's see if Panette gets a crit for me.
Need help?
No, I really wish there was just one early second seal. It really bothers me that there's not an early second seal for Jean. It feels like there should be.
You're done for.
One less foe.
Because they give you this character where they're like, look, his class growths are doubled, so it's like, this is like a really cool unit to second seal into whatever your favorite class is. It could have been a reward for saving the villagers of that map. That would have been kind of neat. Kill thief, please. I suppose you can get one out of, I think, level 4 wells. So there's that. Actually, keep him here for the support bonus. Yeah, I mean, I feel like on the first playthrough, it makes sense to use a second seal in the base class. It was only like on like the second playthrough where I was like, oh, I should really be doing that after promotion. I love chain attacks. Fun mechanic. Alright, bonk this man with your 100% accuracy, please. Whee! Time to pray. Time to pray, time to party. I can give Tamara a kill here. That'll be nice. Try Xenoblade. I've played most of Xenoblade 1.
Think whatever you like.
Or not Xenoblade 1, Xenoblade Chronicles. This is a pretty cool game. You're going to Pandrea's? Sure, it should be too. So your move is what? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I care if you hit Chloe? Not really. But yeah, I should play more Xenoblade. I think my problem was I have to like get out of the mindset of wanting to do all of the side quests. Because I was getting a little bored doing all of the side quests, but I was like, I could just not do all of the side quests. You know, maybe just do some of the side quests. I haven't played Xenosaga either. But I'd like to at some point. It seems like a cool series.
Need help?
I guess why they have the side quests and the big bosses, because for me the For me, the big bosses are the fun part, so I guess it makes sense that they have both in there so that, you know, so that players like us both have a thing to like. Hi, Julian, I'm glad you like the lizard. Is Strength Blessed Hortensia cursed? Strength Blessed Hortensia is pretty funny. If I had a Strength Blessed Hortensia, I might reclass her just for the memes. Xenosaga has not aged well. In what way? Tell me of Xenosaga and how it has aged. Okay, I want to try to get some attacks with Gold Mary when I can, so that I can refill her gauge. Yeah, I did not fish for hours, but I did wait for double fish days to do my fishing.
For the dance.
Also, I had a ton of fun with the monastery on my first playthrough. It's really only on probably my third replay where I started to get tired of the monastery. I enjoyed it quite a bit the first couple times.
Let's be careful.
Oh, see, I disagree. I feel like people say that, like, the best part of the Somniel is that you don't have to do it. And it's definitely not as long as the monastery, but I think you have to do the Somniel. You don't have to do the mini-games, but I feel like I spend quite a bit of time in the Somniel. Definitely not as much as the monastery, but still a fair amount of time. I don't know. Okay, the Somniel... Okay, let me rephrase. You don't have to do anything. People have completed Fire Emblem games on 0% growths. But the Somniel's pretty important. That's arena, skill inheritance, meals, forges. There's a lot of stuff that is in the Somniel. You don't have to do it in the same sense that you don't have to do anything. But I think 99% of players are going to feel like they need to do that they need to do some parts of the Somniel. It's kind of like saying, like, you don't need to do preps in Fire Emblem 4 because people have beaten it on 0% growths, which is true, but most people are gonna do the arena in Fire Emblem 4. Like, it definitely feels like a part of the gameplay loop they're expecting you to do. Like, you don't have to do the monastery by that metric. Outside of, like, the couple required things, but I don't think that's the part of the monastery that's really annoying.
Tis I.
The garden was one of the more important things in Three Houses, I think. Get you those stat boosters.
No mistakes.
Gotta love taking 0 damage from 11 sword. The Somniel was massively improved by putting skill inheritance in the arena. Huge improvement. Yeah, 0% growth runs of Fire Emblem games are really neat. I think they're very cool. Yeah, we're having a thunderstorm here all of a sudden. I especially like if you're looking for more 0% growth runs to watch. I enjoy Don 151's Shadow Dragon 0% growths playthrough. Really cool run. I also really enjoy, sadly, it's like hard to watch this now because Mangs is in it, but Mecha's negative growths run of Fire Emblem 7 is really good. But like I said, sadly, pretty heavily features Mangs. If you only planted 4 or 5-star plants in the garden, that was one of the best ways to get easy Professor XP. That's true. The garden was nice in 3 houses, for sure. Yeah, Danny Doyle's videos are very cool. I've watched some of their Fate stuff. Yeah, I agree. A lot of Mang's stuff is very difficult to listen to now. I don't want to go into like super detail on the Mang stuff because it is not super fresh in my memory and I don't want to get it wrong, so I would recommend Googling it. But it was some like definitely sexual harassment, I believe perhaps sexual assault. Like I said, it's been a while since I read the details, but it was pretty bad. Which FE games are on top of my list? Sacred Stones is a very good one for me. Thracia is probably my favorite. Let me think, what else is top of my list? I like Path of Radiance a lot. Although Path of Radiance is interesting because while I like it a lot, I don't like replaying it that much, because that's one of the ones that I really like mostly for the story. So I need to like wait until I've kind of forgotten some bits of the story, and then I can play it again. Let's see, you're not gonna die, right? You can usually take one hit. 44, 22. Yeah, you should be fine for one hit. Fire Emblem 7 will always have a nostalgic place in my heart. I like Conquest. Conquest is very fun to play. The plot doesn't do it for me so much in Conquest, but really fun game to play. You heard Conquest? I was just saying Conquest gameplay good. Yeah, I don't generally play Eliwood mode on my FE7 replays. I'm a Hector hard... Oh, sometimes I play Hector normal mode if I'm feeling in the mood for something a little easier. But generally I'm a Hector hard mode guy.
Need help?
Takumi getting taken over by Purple Tower in Conquest. Okay, I'm gonna give Conquest a little credit here. Because I clown on the story a lot, but I'm gonna give it credit for something it did that I think is cool. Takumi is great. And while I don't love his final boss map, I think like what was happening there plot-wise was kind of neat. I liked that. Hector normal mode is a nice, relaxing game of Fire Emblem. I could replay it 100 times and not get tired of it. Who have I not moved? Oh, I haven't moved you because you're frozen. And you can take one hit as long as you don't get crit. Which you might, because you're Ivy. And that is what you do. Getting crit is your thing. Did I put Kanto on everyone? Not on everyone. There it is. There it is. I told you it was gonna happen.
Must withdraw from...
Did I put Kanto on everyone? I put it on a lot of people, but not on everyone. Okay, let me see what I can do to fix that. Do I have Lucina around? Andrea's move is what, 6? We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Trying to see if I can like get a bonded shield on her or something. Oh, I meant to rewind the whole turn, but that's fine. We're gonna make do with the rewind that we did. Do I have a staff user around? Yeah, okay. Okay, we have rescue. Where's my restore? I should have a restore somewhere. Maybe it's like sitting on Fram or something. But whatever, we could just rescue. It's not a big deal. Yeah, Ivy gets crit a lot. Low luck. Low luck will do you like that sometimes. That being said, I am less scared. So I feel like I get burned by low percent crits more often in this game. Although that wasn't that low. I think it was like 13%. I think I get burned by low percent crits more in this game than than in your typical Fire Emblem game. But because of Rewind, it really doesn't bother me. Like, if you get hit with a low percent crit, whatever, you just rewind and do it again. But better this time. Ivy's low luck is lore accurate. That's true, you're not wrong about that. Give this fella a bonk, Pandrea.
May their souls find peace.
I don't know how much peace their soul is gonna find, Pandrea. These guys are fabrications. I don't know if their souls can find peace. They should have allowed backup units to gain EXP after chain attacks. See, I thought that too at first. I initially felt that way too, because I was like, oh well, in Awakening, you know, you get the experience when you do a pair-up attack. But the thing is, chain attacking is already really strong, so I understand why they didn't want to make it even stronger. Although it does sadly make it so that, if you use a unit for a bunch of chain attacks, in the early game, they often, it's like the Boucheron problem, right? If you use him a lot for chain attacks in the early game, he ends up falling out of your army because he doesn't get much experience. Yes, my understanding is Engage uses Fate's RNG. Alright, kill this man for me, Anna. What RNG do you guys like? Do you guys like 2RN? Do you like True Hit? 2RN is True Hit. Do you like 2RN, 1RN, Hybrid? What's your preference?
What a lovely scene.
You like 2RN, you like Hybrid. Which is which? Okay, so 2RN is when the RNG rolls 2 dice and gives you the average, which results in like True Hit, where the displayed hit is different than the actual hit. And how extreme that difference is depends on how far away you are from 50. So like, a 90% hit is like probably, I don't know the exact numbers, there's a table for it, but a 90% hit is probably more like, I don't know, like 95. And like a 30% hit is actually more like, you know, 18 to 20. 1RN is when just the number is what it is. Hybrid is like a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I believe, someone correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know Hybrid that well. But I believe it's below 50%, it's 1RN, and above 50, it's like normalized 2RN. Like, I think it's a little less extreme than normal 2-hit, or normal 2 RNG. I want the game to choose a random method of generating a random number every time it generates a random number. True!
I will not lose.
So the reason they do that, is because, for lack of, like, a nicer way to say it, strategy RPG players are bad at numbers. Like, if you've ever seen, like, 1RN Fire Emblem, there's always like a bunch of posts after the game comes out where people are like, I missed with a 90, how did this happen? Or like, I got hit with a 20, what the heck? So the reason that they do different RN systems is like to make the randomness match up a little more with player expectations. That's like the reason they do that. You die to this wind mage? Okay, you don't. So then this is fine. Well, this is fine. The hubris of man and believing 95 is 100. But yeah, they actually do the same thing, or a similar thing in XCOM. I think it's a little different in XCOM. I haven't played a ton, so if one of you guys has, please feel free to correct me. But I believe the way that it works in XCOM is if you've had like a bunch of low percent hits, or if you're doing badly, it starts to like favor you a little bit. The RNG. The 36, 36, 20. So she should be fine, and he should be fine too. So yeah, the reason they do true hit sometimes is just to make it so so it doesn't feel bad. So you don't get as many feel bads when you get like hit with an 18. I don't have like a strong preference for any particular RN system, but I do kind of wish they would pick one. Because it is like a little annoying, like going from game to game and having like 80 hit mean a different thing in all of them.
I'll be okay.
But yeah, that's the reason it's there, is because people aren't good at statistics.
To act than to worry.
I mean, self-included, you guys have probably heard me complain about a low percentage hit at some points in this playthrough. Where'd I put Seedall? He's over there. Okay. Kill this man before we could get to.
I am sorry.
Oh, you're in range of a guy that I'm hoping to kill this turn, so that's fine. Oh, way to go, Chloe. We stand. Oh, that's not who I meant to grab. This is who I meant to grab. A mode with no RNG would be kind of interesting. I feel like you would have to, like... You would really have to I'm a dum-dum. She can't quite reach to do, the dance that I wanted her to do. That might be fine, though. Yeah, I think it's okay. We're just not going to be able to do what I was hoping to do this turn. Let me just make sure. Do you kill Citrine? You're going to do 32 twice? Yeah, so we have to kill you. But I think that's, like, probably doable. We probably can kill you. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I think the thing you would have to balance around isn't so much the hit part, but the crit part, right? Like, what do you do with a unit like Tamara in a no RNG mode, you know? Was that the thief from all the way over here? Wow, he really walked all the way over here just to give me that second seal. I mean, I appreciate it, I guess. What should you do with Zelkov with Magic 21? I'd have to... Does he have enough speed to double in Sage? Probably not, right? Maybe Mage Knight? Minerva in FE1 sucks because she never hits anything. Minerva in FE1's pretty decent. It's like your nice mid-game flyer with some bulk. She's not as, like, I feel like a lot of flyers later in the series are, like, brain off, kill everything. And Minerva is not that. But, pretty good. She has contributions to make. Alright, she spawned all her dudes. That's fine, because we're about to get our treasure. Don't use Minerva, only use Jagan. It is interesting how I think how the meta for changes between Shadow Dragon and FE1. Like, the units that you use are actually kind of different, I think. I'm not super up on the meta of FE1, so maybe I'm not quite right about that, but I think that's true. Reclassing changes a lot. But these guys don't come at you. I kind of assumed these guys were going to come at me. I mean, if they're not going to come at me, let me recharge my Sorin. They're going to regret not coming at me. Okay, she has a bunch of Martial Masters next to her. So she's going to heal off if I bolting, but I think that's fine, because that'll at least get these guys moving towards me. Jagan is the most balanced Jagan in all of Fire Emblem. I think Vander is a pretty balanced Jagan. I was gonna say a pretty balanced Bagan. That wouldn't have been correct. What are the staffs you guys are using that's hitting over here? Gotta freeze, gotta mend, and freeze. Okay. I don't think Eirika's actually going to get Bolting Stormed, because we're pretty nearby. So I think she's... hopefully these guys will walk over and we'll just kill her next turn. Sadly, without Kagetsu, since he's in Freeze Hell. Are they trying to go over to Kagetsu? He's all the way over there, guys. Leave him alone. Might have to rescue him. I might have to rescue him, or we might be able to finagle a kill this turn. Let's see. First, we could certainly kill all of these guys.
Are we done here?
I would lower, if it were up to me, if I were, like, remaking Vander. I think I would give him a lower internal level, but I think his growths are fine. Like, if his internal level wasn't so low, I don't think they would be too tragic. Your Pinette has 27 speed and Chloe speed 23 in chapter 21. Is that cursed? It's definitely a cursed Chloe, that's for sure. You have a wind sword, don't you? Yeah, I'm actually gonna go back and do this a little differently. Just a little bit different. I think I do need to rescue Kagetsu, sadly. But I can still do that and dance and bolting. Whoop! I should look at the stats in my first run and see if there were any funny growths. Yeah, sometimes there are. I mean, we had like... And this became a little less weird because we ended up putting Tiki on her for a bit. But Anna in this run got a ridiculous amount of build level ups even before we did that. It was kind of funny. Buffest Anna of all time.
And they lived happily ever after.
How is my Citrine so buffed? This is random growths, but also a ridiculous amount of favoritism. Citrine has already been through Sage once, so she has had 26 levels in Sage, not 7. So Citrine is so buff because favoritism, that's all. But in my opinion, kind of funny favoritism. Yeah, normally build is a problem for Anna. It actually takes her out of doubling range on a not inconsiderable amount of enemies. I have an elixir on somebody. Yeah. You're on 26 hard. Yeah, the last couple maps are a doozy. They're tricky. 44 magic on 13 speed. Yeah, so we should be okay. Either one of you should be okay. Yeah. Yeah, chapter 25 is definitely a slog if you don't warp it, for sure. Or at least go quickly. You don't necessarily have to warp it.
Yes.
Need help?
Your luck and Fire Emblem with Strength and Matches, different stats have ended in Strength, Cap, Soren, and Path of Radiance. Oh, it's a shame it's not Radiant Dawn. You could give him daggers. I like that he gives dagger proficiency in this game. I think that's funny. I mean, if you're... Why did I think you have Canter? Is it okay? Is this gonna... No, I need to redo that. I keep forgetting that Ivy doesn't have Canter. But she does not. If you're losing that many units, I would probably reset. That's a lot of dudes. And some pretty good, pretty useful dudes too.
Please die. Our bonds are far
Yeah,
stronger
losing
than
Seedall would be sad. Veil is also a good way to deal with the final boss. So it's a little sad to lose her too.
I'll manage.
Oh, core and emblem, my beloved. %, crit does go crazy. I'm enjoying it on Panette right now. I'm very excited. Soon we're gonna have giant crit veil. That's gonna be fun. Bonk. Why bolting applying Draconic Hex is pretty sweet. Chapter took 2 hours and you lost at the very end. No, that's unfortunate. But yeah, that map definitely, like, I would recommend like trying to like play it quick or use warp if you can. That will definitely cut back on the reinforcements that you have to deal with, which should help a little bit. Alright, it's time for an Ike Soren moment. What chapter am I on right now? We did 19 before this. And then we did some paralogs.
Soren!
Soren!
Out of my way.
The way Ike says Soren is my favorite thing in this video game. It makes me very happy. Let's see, and yeah, we can do this and get a good Byleth dance.
I swear!
Just give up. Me too.
Chain attacks galore. Who is the best emblem on Lapis? I would say it depends on what kind of you want to do with Lapis, but I would say some generally good choices. Lapis is a fast character.
All right.
And one of the few that can like double with basically no help. So with that in mind, I like to give her something that can help out her lower strength and that benefits from doubling. So Eirika is a good choice. So you can trigger Lunar Brace.
Ooh, how gallant.
Roy is a good choice because he just gives her some extra strength. Yeah, Bapis TM is a good choice. That involves making her a Mage Knight. But it is good.
Victory is mine.
What is my most stat cursed run in this game? Honestly, I haven't had any, like, terrible curses yet. And it may be because, like, I haven't done that many growth runs. Like, half the runs I've done off stream have been fixed, just because I think fixed is a good mode for, like, seeing how units perform on average, right? And I value that. I'm gonna see if I can find a way to give her the kill. Sure, let's chance the 61% hit. Doesn't really matter. Did someone say Bapis TM? Sure did.
It's time to see which of us is more graceful in battle. I'm sorry if my skill proves to be too much for you.
No apology necessary. Seeing you grow.
I didn't know this dialogue existed.
That doesn't mean I plan on losing.
That's nice.
Me too.
I guess they do have unique dialogue. I mean, I'm here for it. I'm here for any Gold Mary dialogue, to be honest. Gold Mary dialogue is peak. Do you have supports with either of these two? Do you get hit if you're over here? Ah.
I swear! Annoying. And so, I am defeated.
Gold Mary, his dialogue is why I play this game for real. Dude, I love Gold Mary. I think she's so funny.
You've gotten stronger. You might even be able to defeat Ephraim, my brother.
Thank you. I guess you've always relied on your brother, haven't you?
I wouldn't... I mean, we're siblings, and we always need one another's support.
Guess I hadn't thought of it.
Why do none of my units get build level ups?
You should know that
build growths are generally very low in this
your
game.
opinions and your skills.
Thank you. I just want to be a help to your cause.
Like, a lot of units have like 5 to 10% build
I'm
growth.
very happy to be part of this, and to help all of you.
You've saved me so often, I'm starting to think I'd be lost on my own.
You should have more confidence. As long as we both trust in our own skills, we can be there to support one another.
That sounds good to me. I hope you'll continue to be with us, Eirika.
I hope so too. I'm sure you can save this world.
You're Alear with the casual 9 build levels. I mean, there you go. Stick him with that silver great axe. Alright, this is going to be where we stop for tonight, but let's check the well first. Let's see what's in the well. And also, let's do this part first. But as we're wrapping up, if you're not already in the Discord, consider joining. A lot of the chatters are in there, and we talk about Fire Emblem and things. And I post pictures of the actual lizard. How do I feel about smash weapons in this game outside of just emblem attack sticks? You know, at first I thought smash weapons were like kind of trash, but I think there's like uses for them. Like on a unit that doesn't double, smash weapons are pretty decent, or like an enemy phase unit. So smash attacks have grown on me. Yeah, join the Discord for more Pappas TM action. It's true, you can even see the Google Doc. Alright, let's see what the well has for us. Did I forget to put things in the well? I thought I put things in the well. Maybe I didn't. Well, whatever. Let's put things in the well now. I'm gonna have to check the tapes. I'm gonna go back to the recording and see if I put stuff in here or not. Yeah, Alear is looking fresh as hell. Look at this outfit. My man has a good fit. Or my girl. We're female Alear, right? Reset to before you played the map so you can get the well. I don't think the well is that important at this point. But yeah, that's going to be where I stop for the night. We're almost done with all the paralogs. I think we just have 2 or 3 left. And then we're getting towards the end of the game too. But thanks for hanging out, guys. I'm not going to reset for the well. I'm going to be streaming again Saturday at noon CST. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Hope you guys have a great night.